And good afternoon, I am Draken, and this is the DrakenWerks. How is everyone? Let's jump into the channel here. Hey, how you all doing? Yeah, right, okay, so we're gonna jump in here a second. I'm still balancing things out, as you know. I've been various moving places. This is actually a different place to where I was when I last streamed 2 months ago, so we are back, but things are changing on. We have things going on here, so we are gonna just jump in here, have a bit of fun. We're gonna play around with the base today, see what we can build. There's a bit of construction work and everything else, and I've just thought, well, let's have just a jump back in stream. Let's just see how it goes. Let's keep it nice and chilled and relaxed as we're going along here. Let me know if the sound levels are way too high or way too low. I'm still balancing things. It's still nighttime out there, so we've got to turn around and sleep as well. Let's go and just jump over there a second. But so yeah, I'm not expecting a big stream today. We are just going to probably spend an hour or two just playing around and everything else like that. I got some ideas about what I want to do about streaming in the future, actually, because we might actually come back to streaming. I've been wanting to do it for a while, and now I've got a new place of my own. That's a possibility. Hey, Sunny Spacecraft, how you doing? How's things? Hope you're keeping well at the moment. I'm just running around on the server at the moment and opening all my doors for some reason. Actually, I need to go and repair before I run around on the base here, so I need to go and shoot over to the end portal. That might actually be an idea. Get all our gear and stuff all sorted out and fixed up as well in preparation for that. So let's go and do that a second. Jump into the portal there. How's things with you? How's everything all right down at your end? We're just saying that I might start doing some regular streaming again in the future. So I might say like Tuesdays do regular streaming into Unorthoblocks, and maybe Thursdays do other gaming as well, because I need to do some more games again. And there's update 4's coming out for Satisfactory soon. Just letting in the spring breeze to your base. Yes, that's it. Just opening the doors up, letting in the air, letting it sort of come in through and everything else like that. So it makes sense. But yeah, I thought I'd do a quick one off stream tonight. Just see how it goes for an hour or two. Just see how it goes. You're great, working on an essay. Glad to see you streaming. Yes, it's the first time in like 2 months now. I think the last time I streamed, I think my dates on there says it was like at the end of January, 23rd of January or something, like when we had the stream weekend, which is quite a while ago. I didn't realise it was quite that far back. You know, it's nearly 2 months. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I did want to get back into it, and I was thinking about getting back into it this week, but I needed a little bit of a warm in, so I thought, well, it's Saturday night, I haven't got much on. Let's go and do a little bit of streaming, jump on, spend an hour or two on here, see what we get done. We can have a bit of play around and everything else. I've not got anything majorly in mind. I'm just going to do some pottering around the base and stuff and see how things go. But heading down on the train line here back to the hub, because I'm going to need to repair up all my stuff. My elytra is looking terrible, and so is my pickaxes. And in fact, all my pickaxes are looking like that, so I'm going to have to go and take those for a quick repair down at the base itself. But yeah, it's pretty cool. So I think, yeah, Tuesdays I might do Unorthoblocks on a regular basis. I might say, yeah, Tuesdays on Unorthoblocks, and then maybe Thursdays on a different game. Then maybe we'll look at things like, say, Satisfactory Update 4's coming out. I really want to get into that one. That's looking really good. I'm loving the look of that. I love Satisfactory anyway. I haven't played it for a while, but they've got the new update coming out, so it's like that's a perfect time to get in and start a new base again in Satisfactory. Yeah, I might also do some Star Citizen and stuff like that as well. I've been wanting to do that for a while. I've got the PC that will do it, so yeah, why not? So probably, you know, they say you should be doing regular streaming, you should have regular slots and stuff like that, so I might just keep 2 regular slots and then just sort of say if I want to jump on at any other time and stream, maybe do that. You'd love to get into Satisfactory, you may check it out with the update. Yeah, you should do. Oh, you can do multiplayer as well in Satisfactory. I've been wanting to see if we can get multiplayer up and running on that one as well, because it's a kind of game that you could do that with. Why am I going up here? We have new zones to do this from. Actually, no, I don't. Actually, no, still need to go upstairs. We need to go upstairs to the portal that is closest to the thing, so I haven't set up the end portal. Drop out from the hub here. So this is the Never hub. This has come on really well. I love this. This has come on from when we did the stream day. Yeah, actually, the last time I streamed, we were building this. It's not finished yet. There's still a lot to go. There's a lot done, actually, in fairness. I mean, in fairness, let's have a look and quick spoilers and everything else and see how far people have got with it. Yeah, these are looking pretty much nearly there, aren't they? I mean, that one's near enough done. I think some of the mobs are in there. If we come over to this side, there should be another one. I think that one's still got its roof to go on. Yeah, the roof's still got to go on, and there's little bits and pieces around the edge here that's still to go, but it's not far off. We've still got all the central pieces in. That's pretty cool. And then let's have a look at the other 2 wings, because each wing's a little different, so it's worth having checking them all out. Oh, this one looks great. This is the Obsidian Wing, isn't it? Yeah, this looks awesome. Love the designs down here. And we've got ghasts already in here as well. Mighty High's got all the ghasts in place, sitting in their cages on either side there. That's quite intriguing how they get them into there. And then if we come over onto this side, we have what have we got over here? We have the, I can't remember what these are called now. Twisted? No, these are twisted, aren't they? So the twisted biome. So this would be the twisted wing, I think. Twisted fungus they're made out of. We got Ravagers kept in their cages in there as well. I mean, that one's near enough complete. So the hub is nearly there. It's not far left. Not far left to do at all down here. It's going good. Oh, you have to take a call. You'll be right back. No worries. Catch you in a second. Right, okay. Let's have a look what we've got. Spawn Town Minigame District. Nope, we don't want that one. We want... I think this one? Yeah, downtown. We'll go pop through there. We'll just drop on through. We've got to go and repair our gear, so I'm going to visit the end. And then once we've visited the end, we'll head back and we're going to do some work on the base, which is cool. And do a little bit of work. The base is coming on quite nicely. Actually, I need to check out down here as well. We should have, if I come around to here, Postal Service. I remember Lady Beck said she'd drop the invoice off. Yes, she has. How much is she charging me for the pub? Oh, 10 diamonds. Okay. Oh, she's even doing a breakdown here. Oh, hang on. Redstone 10. Oh, that's less than 10 diamonds. Oh, 29 diamonds. Okay. For 10 diamonds, I thought that was cheap. I'd have loads of those. 29 diamonds. That's still okay. That's fine. We can afford that. We'll drop those off later to her then. Make sure that we pay her promptly for the services there. Because we've got another like 116 houses that we've asked her to do for the interior. Right. Okay, but we need to go down here. And we have where it leads to our end portal. And we can go do some repairs a second. Drop over here. You can see there's a lot of dirt here and the walls have changed a little bit. That's because I've been experimenting, and actually it's because I'm experimenting. You can probably see it down here. Found in the end this way. There's a big tunnel that I've dug out the back there. That's going to eventually connect up to an underground system that I've got planned. That will enable us to come straight out from the portals at in the Nether and come straight out of the end portal to here, and then we can jump straight into here. That's the idea anyway, so it'll make it a little easier. There's those downstairs portals. So, but we've got to work out how we configure that portal with the top portal, and so that they can both function properly. Right, I'm going to drop the sound off a second, because these things are super annoying when we're attacking them. And I need to get all my things that are damaged, so that one, that one, that one, that one, and that one. And we're going to just quickly grab these a second. I've got my milk here. Which of course is supposedly healthy. I mean, it's not really, it's full fat milk, so it's not healthy at all in any shape or form. But it'll keep us going for a second. Right, let's go and take these guys out here. Come on. Down you come, mobs. How are we doing? Right, so the Elytra's repaired itself. And I didn't actually put... So I've actually just been gaining levels rather than actually repairing my weapons, because I didn't put my weapons in the right hand. So let's try that again. Oh, not weapons, the tools. We've got a bit coming across here. So just grab from our XP farm there a second. Just grab all of that over onto the side. The problem, of course, with streaming on a Saturday night is that everyone is streaming on a Saturday night. And just seeing a couple of the server mates are all going up as well in different games as well. So we've got a few of us on various different games at the moment. But yeah, I need to get myself back into this. It's been a while. Been too long, actually, in fact. I mean, I used to do a lot of streaming. I used to stream on the old server that I used to do a lot there and climbing around. I didn't even have Elytras then. I was just basically rappelling up and falling all the time from the top of places. And we used to have like counters and everything else that would take care of that. But we came back for the stream weekend about 2 months ago. That was fun. That was great fun. We've been continuing to do the videos. So you've got to check out the YouTube channels, because we've been still doing loads of videos. That's one of the things I wanted to do, was try and do a bit more between both channels. Between both Twitch and YouTube itself. It's a kind of a good sort of cross-platform sort of idea. So, but each has a different slightly media, I feel, to it. So here in Twitch it's a lot more about the live streaming, it's about the interaction, it's about dealing with chat and everything else, whereas the videos seem to be much more like here's a catch-up, this is what we're doing at the moment, this is how things are, that kind of thing as well. You know, it's all kind of nice there as well. Right, need to swap that over for that one there, we'll take that, and we're going to drop those out here. If you do hear a little bit of noise in the background, it is because I'm in a flat in the middle of a central town, so it is a little noisy sometimes. You can hear town outside and everything else, it's not too bad. Thankfully, well, not so thankfully, we're in the middle of the lockdown at the moment, but because we're in the middle of lockdown, it's not as noisy. This place, I imagine, would get very noisy because the main stretch is not far from my flat at all. So that's always full of people who are off there going out drinking and stuff like that. So that's normally quite rowdy on a Friday and Saturday night, and I imagine it's going to get quite noisy when things open up once more. But at the moment it's not too bad, but we still hear the odd car coming past or workmen going through and everything else like that, so we'll keep it going there. Let's see, where are we doing? Okay, that's looking good. That shovel is nearly done. It's repairs, come on. Come on, you can do it, you can get there. That's it, thank you. And then over to the next one. So, I've got any other shovels to repair? No, so we can pop these 2 shovels back into our ender chest here. And then we can just drop those down there a second. And I've also got to repair the pickaxes as well. Finally get loads of these. We'll try and... It's one of the fastest ones we got on the server for like XP, but still nonetheless, it still takes its time just to get through and get everything repaired. Actually, I don't need to put that shovel away because the last one. I'm going to keep one shovel on us at all times. Just repair up the 2 pickaxes we got in our inventory. What have we got? Is my elytra done? Yeah, my elytras are all done. And I always like to just peek in here as well. I chuck the ender pearls away in here because we've got millions of ender pearls. I don't need them. But I also like to see if we've got any heads that come through as well. So sometimes you get heads off the top of these that you can sort of take away for decoration as well. Let's grab those. Nearly done. I think I've got one more pickaxe to repair up after this, and then we can head on back. We'll get ourselves some more, whatchamacallums, fireworks in order to propel us around. Can't even remember the name there. Hey, tell that nervous back into streaming again once more. Right, okay, let's go and pop that into there. Grab that one there, and we're going to drop that over into there. That's it. Oh, as soon as I start streaming, your nose gets itchy all the time. Like a super itchy nose. Absolutely fine all day. You're sitting there all day, absolutely fine. And as soon as you go straight streaming, you know, anything like that is going to happen. Suddenly, you suddenly got an itchy back, or you got an itchy nose, or something like that, and something all occurs right at the moment that you press go live on the camera. You know. Okay, let's see how we're doing. Is there? Oh, we need let them build up a bit more. We're nearly there. That should push it over into that, and then we can just repair our other axe there. That's it. So pickaxe and axe is repaired. That's it done. Let's chuck away what we've got left of those. Let's go swap that back into there, and then we can just go and head on out from here. Oh, better put the sound back on as well because we turned the sound off. There we go. Not that you can probably hear it over the music. I've got to work out how to adjust the volume control the music. So I'm having it play through my DJ software at the moment. There's like an auto DJ on there, so it makes it much easier. So we'll fly over here. Actually, if we just go over the portal, we should still see... Yeah, there we are. Look at that. It's tucked away in the background. It's one of our airships. It's just tucked away out the portal. You following us around, mate? Okay, right. We head back into here. Now, did I set my spawn point back at the base, or did I set it... Yes, I did. There we are. We're back at the base. Nice and easy. Nice and quick. Right, okay. We need more of these cobblestone, and I'm also going to need a load of these. So what I'm working on at the moment, nothing majorly exciting, so to speak. Not got anything majorly exciting. Let's go a quick fly around the base. Oh, sorry. We'll do that when we're free from nighttime, and also when we got some more rockets as well. So we better get some more rockets. No, actually, they're no good. We're going to need to make some more because they're all level 2 rockets, and we need level 1 rockets. I prefer level 1 rockets because you don't end up smacking your face into a million things. There we go. That's that one. Pop those away into there. Perfect. And then we can head back out. Oh, actually, sleep. Turn it back into day. And we'll head back on out. Through here. Oh, that was an Enderman outside then who was burning up. That was odd. How come you were burning up? Were you fighting? Were you fighting with someone like a zombie? How bizarre. We'll fly over, take a quick tour around the base a second, get everything to load in, because it looks nicer when you're working on the base. We've got everything loaded in. So we've got the airships here, there's a guard in the front here. The Demelza Skies and the Draken Skies. And we've got a couple of our big ships here, the Vanquish here, for example, and the Aldebaran sat in the dockyard there. A few other ships all around. We've got ships under construction. We've got our repair hall here. We've got our little lighthouse. I head on over to this way. We've got all our little residencies. We get them to load in. The main wall. We've got the new part of the outer city. That's being built into here as well. Got a little airship heading off there as well. There's on dock sides. Load it all in. That's the map room there. That's brand new. Actually, I need to update this because we haven't got all the new stuff we've been working on, which is actually all this area down here. That hasn't been done, but all that bit's up there, so that's cool. Right, okay, we're coming on over here. Actually, the spire hasn't fully loaded in. Let's load the spire in. There we are. So the spire's there. I've got to do something about the front there. I need to change the housing there. And then we come over to this side. We've got our air harbour. The IDAV Dragon Spire, the big airship here. And a couple of smaller airships around the outside. Another little ship tucked in here as well. We've got the gardens and the maze that we built. There's quite a lot on here. There's so much around this base. And then we come to what we've been working on, which is the rest of the outer city, which we've been building the texture out here. And it's been quite a little bit of a chore. Just going through, just getting everything plonked down. We'll go over to here and over here and load it all in. It was looking like Swiss cheese only a couple of days ago. I've been doing a lot of texturing down here. And we've got this amount of texture left to go. That's all we got left to do. It's all this amount of texture here. So not much left to do. Let's go and drop down on land. And basically, I know there are ways when you're doing this, you've got mods that can do this for you. Like we can automatically, as you're doing it, it will automatically randomise between your blocks and you'll put the different blocks down. But I'm finding this works here as well. I prefer doing it this way. I prefer this sort of more manual method. Get through it quick enough. Considering the fact that I spent a lot of time on here. In fact, actually, I'm like 94,000 hours. Minutes, sorry, that's not hours. Hours would be incredible amounts. But it sometimes feels like I spent 94,000 hours on here. But 94,000 minutes, this should be a little bit more accurate. But yes, let's go and pop all this down here. So we're just going to carry on texturing for a bit until see who else turns up and is around at the moment there. But yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of talk, there's been a lot of buzz in the server at the moment because obviously update 1.17 is coming along. I'm looking forward to that. We are thinking about, as a server, we might upgrade to Season 2 at that point in time. So that will be really exciting, and loads of us are thinking about what we will do with our Season 2 bases. But that leads us in two little positions, because one is that I need to get everything done before we hit Season 2. But two, also very excited about what we could do in Season 2. So I'm kind of in two minds at the moment. One of me is like, oh, I can't wait for Season 2. And the other one is like, but there's not enough time before to finish Season 1 yet. I've got so much to do. So much to do. I've got all of this outer city to do. I've got to turn around and do the rest of the island up as farmland. All of that's got to be done. So I'm going to be, I'm not going to be concentrating on it in as much detail as we've done the inner city. The outer city is going to be probably a lot less, a lot more sparser. And then certainly the outside of the city, the rest of the sort of countryside, the farmland and all that lot of stuff is going to be like basically let's do what we can to cover as big an area as possible in as quick a time as possible rather than going into massive detail. So we're going to be probably doing like lots of fields of crops and all that sort of idea, you know? Something that's very quick to put down, you know, you could do like big swathes in like just a week, you know, with that sort of idea. The hardest part's going to be probably the terraforming, but I was looking at this earlier. I'll show you guys in a minute this sort of area where I've been terraforming already. Down at the farmland, and yeah, that farmland needs to be sorted out a little bit, and I've already started doing some terraforming. I think I'm going to basically going to have to terraform the stuff that's closest to the city, but as you get further away from the city there's going to be less terraforming is going to be needed. I'm going to try and play more with what is there in the land. That way again it's just going to speed it up a bit so that I've got everything done before the end of the season, so that's hopefully going to be sort of tricked off there as well. Okay, let's go through here, down into that bit, over to this bit over here. Let's take this bit out. Thank you very much. And we are going to grab that, and into there as well. I'm nearly finished with this bit of the texturing here. So when this is all done, this should look pretty much like we've done with the rest over there somewhere, and it should look pretty nice. And then it'll be ready for us just to come along and build on top of. But I also need to do the walls, I need to work out where the towers are going to go. We've got all sorts of things to build down here. So once we finish the texture, which I hope we will finish pretty quickly actually, because there's not a lot left on this. I mean, we're doing this coming along here, just quickly plonking stuff down. We should get this pretty quickly done, and then we can probably start planning out where the towers are on the outer wall. Start maybe even doing a bit of building the outer wall as well on this, or at least for this section. But I've done, yeah, I mean, last time I showed this all off on videos as well, this bit wasn't even actually available. I did actually chop through all of the land, turn around, dug it all back. Oh, I might have chopped through this. I might have already done that. I can't remember. But yeah, we've had to chop all this back. You know, this was all mined back and everything. It's got a ton of resources for it, which is, you know, obvious that was going to happen. But yeah, it's pretty good going so far. So what have we got here? Take that one out. Now I loaded up all the base, so we had a nice backdrop, and then we're actually just behind a hill, so we can't actually see all the base that I've just loaded up. So yeah, that was pointless, really, wasn't it? But I just about see the towers peeking over the top there. We're nearly out of cobblestone, actually. I'm going to need to go and get more cobblestone from the generator. That should be loading up soon enough. I'll probably go over there. It should be pretty close to it being done, I hope. It doesn't take long if the generator is. We'll do that bit, and that bit over there. Pop these in. I got a load of other slabs that we can put in there. Oh, I didn't want to put one at the bottom there. That's always awkward. I'm trying to get them towards the top. Do them as slabs because it's nice and conservative on how much we use. But okay, we've run out of cobblestone, so let's go and pop some of these in then. Carry on doing the texturing. A little bit of a stutter there. Now actually, funnily enough, this is quite a powerful PC, but we have the render distances up quite really high. And actually on my screen, I think it's in 4K. So it's probably why it's all stuttering a little bit every now and then, especially considering how big the base is. I maybe should drop the resolution. It might run a little bit smoother, because I don't really need Minecraft to run in 4K. Because, you know, it's not that kind of game that needs 4K. Actually, let's have a look. I wonder if that will work. Saying that we're probably broadcasting it in 4K. I don't know. I don't know how it's doing. Let's not muck around with that right now, actually, because we're in midstream. Otherwise, we'll be forever doing that. Let's continue actually just building for a second. But yeah, I could probably look at that in the future. That might also be beneficial to my videos as well that I do. Still learning my way with that one as well. They've been going well, though, for the last couple of years. Shorts are such a fantastic idea. If you've ever seen the YouTube short system, people are getting, like, thousands of views with the short system, and okay, those views don't actually count towards your total number of YouTube views, but it's also gaining you additional subscribers, which is actually really handy. So I've tried it a few times and it's worked. I need to spend some time just putting together some more shorts, which I don't know why I'm not doing that, because it doesn't take long to do a short in the video editor, because it's less than a minute long. So it's really, really quick, and you can just take them out of your actual videos that you've already done and all this sort of stuff. I might have to go over some of my old videos actually, and maybe create some shorts out of some of the past time lapses and stuff. I think that could go down quite well. Just gives us more material that we can chuck up on the channel as well, though. That's what I like. We can add more videos, and the more stuff we've got on the channel, you know, the more that it adds to the channel's overall content. So that's a good thing. One thing I never worked out, though, is why people separate their streams away from their channels. A lot of people tend to like have a separate channel for uploading streams. I might have to look into that, because a lot of people do that. I don't know whether it's just to keep it nice and organised, or whether there is actually a legitimate reason for doing that, but we shall see. We shall see. Okay, let's grab that over there, pop that into there, that into there, that into there. But this is weird. It's like starting from afresh, actually. It's like we're starting streaming from afresh. I mean, 2 months ago we put that up, but then we kind of advertised it a little bit out. This wasn't advertised. This was a spur of the moment kind of stream. So who knows whether we'll get anyone turning up, or whether there'll be many people here, or whether there'll be only a couple of people. But it doesn't matter, it's practice, it's all fun, and we're getting to do what we can here. Pop that into there, that into there. Drop that into here. I'm liking the auto DJ in the background. I'm going to have to really work out how to balance the sound levels properly, though, in the background, I think. Because in order to get that to play in the background, it's playing all the time at full volume, which means I then have to turn down the PC sound so it's not too loud to you guys. Otherwise, it will be deafening. Hopefully you guys aren't getting to hear the sound coming through. We shall see on my playbacks when I go back through the VOD afterwards, because I do tend to watch through the VODs afterwards and see how they went before uploading them to YouTube. Make sure there's no big problems or errors that I need to be taking care of before I upload it to the channel. And that was awful. Right, okay, let's put those back there, that there, and maybe that one there. There we are, that looks nice. Jump back over these. We could have a couple over here, like so, in here. And again, just filling in the gaps. These, we've got some over here already. I've already been over here. Right, okay. Let's not get too carried away, shall we? Actually, I like to use a lot of the cobblestone and a lot of these. They seem to sort of work out well. And then I'm a little bit... I try not to be as using of the andesite, especially the polished andesite, because andesite anyway, because it's a resource that is quite limited. So I don't tend to try and put too much of it in there, but the polished andesite I think works best when it's used very sporadically, every now and then the other andesites, it's alright. Let's have a look, it's getting towards night time. Let's go to sleep before we get all the zombies coming out after us. Okay, take that one out, and we're going to pop these into there. Drop that into there. Now this area here that we're working on, this is going to be a big dockside as well, so we're wanting to build some more docks into here. You can see we've got like these areas here that aren't being textured up. They're going to be dry docks. That's the plan anyway. So we're going to put a bunch of sailing ships in there. I think we've actually got a Lightmatica mod here. Yeah, so you can actually see the ships sort of all in their dry docks sort of put in there. If I quickly bring Lightmatica up, just take it back off again, you don't need it up all the time. But yeah, there's an idea of what we're going to be doing down in this area, kind of a sneak peek there. That we're going to get some dry docks in there, put some extra ships, a couple of sailing ships in the background. Alright, pop those there, over to there, back into there, and into there. I also need to take this down up here as well, that needs to go. But we're nearly through with this one. Actually, this is going a lot quicker than I anticipated. We are, I can see that the end is in sight as we're coming across here, so it's not so bad. At least for doing this layer of blocks. We've still got a little bit to do at the end there, but yeah, that's not too bad, it's not too bad. We'll probably go and andesite all of this and then we'll come back and do the other bit after we've been to the, whatchamacallit, the generator, the cobble generator. I'm going to need to do a tutorial for that, how to build those ones. That's something I also need more of on my channel. I need more tutorials, because tutorials do really well on views anyway, but it's also just nice to be able to sort of share like how we do these things. I've done a couple of airship tutorials up there. In fact, I've got another airship tutorial that's ready to go. Well, nearly ready to go. I've got to edit it down, but I've got all the footage for it. Because we did it while we were building the Explorer class ships. So I'm going to have to sit down and do that at some point. I've got so much I've got to edit. So much to edit, and yet I'm still here trying to build all of this as well at the same time, get this all finished before the end of the season, and coming up with ideas of what to do for the new season. Oh, it's all so busy time at the moment, so busy time at the moment. But the new season, I've got some great wicked ideas for. I'm well looking forward to it. It's going to be getting in there and trying to get in there early, getting some things built, and then it's going to be... I'm not going to be going to the scale of the Drakenspire. I can't... I don't want to do it. This has been a build. This has been a build and a half. And I'm not sure I want to do this sort of scale again. I mean, the scale has been good, but this scale has also... It's taken quite a bit out of me. It's quite taxing as well. Oh, there's something down here as well. There's something I discovered while I was lighting up the caves and stuff in the area. We got... if I come back here, there is a spawner back here. There's a little spawner in the room back here. Spider spawner. I think that's a normal spider spawner as well, not a cave spider spawner, but a normal spider spawner, which is very rare to see those out and about. They do exist, but they're very, very rare. Normally, if you come across a spider spawner, it's the cave type, which are normally quite poisonous to you. Those ones are the normal spiders, so that's... I don't know whether we'll do something with that. Might come up with some sort of idea of if we can come up with some sort of farm or something like that and have a little entrance going back there into the cliff face there. That could be quite cool. I'm going to have to look that up. I'm going to have to do some research into cave spider spawners, because I've never really played with them before. So I can imagine there's something we can do with that. Probably just, again, just gathering string. I'm not sure if there's any automatic way to kill spiders. Hey, Sagil, how you doing? Long time no see. How's things? How are you keeping these days? How's things with you? Last time I think we spoke, you were setting up a business, I think. So hopefully things are going well there for you. Right, okay, let's go pop those over to here. When I say last time we spoke, that's got to be years ago. It's got to be years ago. And there's a CJ as well. How are you doing, CJ? How's things? Oh, the old gang are starting to turn up. How's life with you and Fnord at the moment? Right, just popping these across to here as well. Drop that over into there. I'm just talking about... I'm just building stuff with the bases and everything else. So good to see you. Likewise, as I was just saying, it's been a long time. It's been a long time. I did stream, and CJ will be able to say here as well, that we did go for a stream about a month ago. 2 months ago, actually. I was looking it up. It was on the 23rd of January. The last time we streamed for the stream day for this server, we had a stream day in the server. I was like, well, let's give it a try. Let's get back into it. Let's get back into it and have a go. Enjoyed it. Knew I wasn't going to come back immediately. I was going to need a little bit of time because there's a few things going on in my life at the time. Like I had to move house again and everything else. And we are now in our new flat. Look at this flat. This flat is awesome. This flat is absolutely awesome. But yeah. Fnor will be here in a bit as well. It'd be awesome to see him as well. Yeah, everything's going okay, actually. Going well, actually. I can't complain at all. Got a new flat, new apartment. Moved back into Swansea, actually, which is going back a little bit of distance and everything. It's a bit closer to my kids and stuff like that, which is nice. But yeah, it's quite a nice little flat down here. say not much to say about it. It's a studio flat. It literally just like it's this room that you see behind me. There's a bit more off to the side here. I won't take the camera all the way around it, but it's quite nice. And it's so nice actually that I thought I won't use the green screen. Actually, it's a nice enough flat that I can have it displaying in the background there. There's no worries there. You know, it looks nice enough. It's a nice backdrop. Well, why not? Yeah, that business thing didn't take off, unfortunately. We're still here, still trying. Oh, that's a shame. I'm sorry to hear that, you know. But, you know, it's one of those things with business. Sometimes you just got to keep trying at it and learning from your mistakes and everything else like that. But I'm sorry to hear it didn't work out for you. Hope whatever ventures you take on next, that it works out a bit better for you. But, yeah, that sucks, unfortunately. I know business can be hard. I tried going self-employed myself once. And yeah, I learnt a very big, valuable lesson when I went self-employed, in that if you're going to go self-employed, do something you enjoy. And that's what I didn't do, which was a bit of a pain in the neck for me. But yeah, I can totally understand anyone that struggles when you go into business and doing business for yourself. It's like what you and Fnord live in, sort of similar-ish. Ah, right, that's fair enough. So you've got sort of a style, sort of apartment, studio style flat and everything else. Oh, fair enough. That's cool. I quite like it. I like the idea of an open plan sort of thing. I mean, I've always spent most of my time having like a room in a house somewhere. So I never really sort of, you know, always spent most of my time in like a single room. Even when I've actually owned a flat that had multiple rooms, I always ended up spending most of my time just in the one room anyway. So it's like, it makes sense for me just to have a studio. It makes more sense for me anyway, to have it all as a singular room. I just like having the space, being able to do is both my office and my living room and my bedroom all as one, with an open plan to a dining room and the kitchen behind me and everything else. And it is like everything, like behind the sofa here, I don't know if you can just about see, you can see I've got my dining table. Behind the dining table is the kitchen, the bed's off that side there, you know, it's all great. And wardrobe's over in the far corner, door at the back there's the bathroom. Job done, you know. It's got everything we need, all the space I need, and I don't need anything more than that. And it's right in the middle of the central town, so everything I need is nearby. So I need shops or anything else like that, you know. Town's not fully open at the moment, obviously, because of the whole COVID various scenario and everything else, locking everything down at the moment. But yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Right, okay, do this over here. But no, life's treating us well at the moment. Can't complain too much at all. We have been on this server now just for Sajal's sake, because obviously we haven't seen Sajal for a while. I think you missed our stream day that we did a couple of months ago, though I know CJ picked up on the stream day. You guys were here for that one, which was awesome. But yeah, I was sort of thinking about getting back into the streaming properly. I was discussing earlier in this actually about the idea of maybe doing 2 regular days, a Tuesday and a Thursday, as our streaming days here. Maybe doing that, and then maybe chucking in the odd day here and there as well, whenever we feel like we can put it in there. Having like 2 regular days and then being open to like, well, maybe we'll chuck another day or 2 in here or there. One of those days will always be Minecraft, probably on the Unorthoblocks server, and then the other day is going to be probably for any other games that we want to play at the time. Things like Satisfactory is one that's on my list, Star Citizens, another one that's on my list. Maybe do some Cyberpunk, that could be pretty cool. I've got Cyberpunk on this PC. I've played it a little bit, but really need to get into it properly and start getting into it correctly and get through the storylines. You've had open plan places in all the places where you live now. The current place only has 1 closed room, the bathroom. Yep, that's the same here. You've got a few closed closets too, but only the bathroom is a proper closed room. Yeah, I mean that's the only one I got here that's a closed room, is the bathroom. But yeah, it's nice. I like the open plan. It's that suits me. I know it's not for everyone. Not everyone's into open plan rooms and everything else like that. Some people like to have the separate rooms. But I just like having everything together. And it's like the first time I've had a proper studio flat like this. So I've always either done like house shared with people, or I've been if I have had a flat on my own, it's been like a proper flat where it's had a couple of rooms. So you know, you like a separate room for your living room, separate room for your bedroom, separate room for the kitchen and everything else. But this open plan sort of style, this suits me down to a T. I love this. Nice for cooking and everything else like that. It's quite nice. And as I say, Central Town is just literally out through the window and just in front of me there. I've got like a big bay window at the front of my house. So there's this big bay window at the front of my flat that looks over onto one of the main streets in Swansea. So it's pretty cool. It is pretty cool. Let's pop that into there. We're going to drop this into here. So this is nearly finished with these ones. In fact, actually, I think we have. I don't think we've got much more to do here. We'll just have a quick run around, make sure we haven't missed any spots. That can go into there. We need to go and get some andesite in a minute and just finish texturing. All I'm doing at the moment is I'm just texturing this area. But let's go and have a look at the base properly. So this is my base, this is what I've been working on. So those of you who remember Fort Draken from years ago and everything else, this is a completely different server. And this I've been working on since June. And this is all in survival, flying because of Elytras at the moment, so I've got that far. But we're on a multiplayer server. There are quite a few of us who play on this though. I'm the only person online at the moment. There are about 20 players on this server, which is pretty cool. Coming flying over here through the base itself. Love this design, and sort of coming over the top here. Looking at maybe moving into something a bit larger once COVID allows. Okay, fair enough, but still nowhere near the size of anyone else in our families. But it's about how much space do you need? I mean, it's the question. I mean, large space is great, but sometimes I think you get swamped if you get too big a space. Yeah, the Sagios just realised how big the base is. This base is, yeah, pretty massive. Pretty massive. Okay, let's get some andesite a second into our inventory. We're going to get some polished andesite as well. We're going to put this all down. Convert those into slabs so they'll go a bit further, because otherwise it takes forever. There we are. That's all the andesite converted. No, it's not. There's a little bit left there. Why? I thought I got your... There we are. Got it. Okay, let's... Oh, I got some stone. Where did I get the stone from? Did I just pull that out from a chest or something? Yeah, it'll be pretty small, especially by American standards. That's fair. That's fair. But yeah, I mean, this is probably the nicest space that I've owned. I mean, it's not the largest flat I've owned, but for the stuff that I've got, it's not... Well, actually saying that, I mean, I had a large flat before, but I think in terms with it being open plan, it feels like there's more here and more space here, probably because there isn't walls getting in the way, and you have to plan around the walls. So we'll see on that one. Right, okay, let's pop that into there. And I'll take you on a quick tour around here. So you've got all the airships floating around here. We've got the spire itself, the castle, there's a harbour over there. This is an iron farm just here. This is full of farms. There's a nice farm there. We go over to here. So this has got all like little farms tucked away in the base as well. So we've got tree farms over here. We've got like a purple farm. We've got a mega smelter over there. This big weird contraption is a fungus farm, which is designed for the nether funguses. I use blasters on that. We've got the tower over there. That's actually a creeper farm. Is built inside that tower. It's that kind of thing. We've got all sorts. This is our generator down here for cobblestone and for what's the other one? Basalt. Basalt generates down here. We've got like a villager trading hall here. We've got villager breeder over here. We've got like a lighthouse here. We've been quite busy down here, actually, in fairness, in the construction here. We've got like a little vine thing. We have probably the cutest farm around. This is our sweetberry farm, which is being mined by foxes. So we've got hundreds of foxes just running around and mining sweetberries for us, which we then convert into bone meal, which is a really handy fertilizer and useful for many other stuff there as well. This is insane. Looks awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it's coming on quite nicely. There's still a bit to do done. The plan is to take over the whole island, but we're doing quite nicely here. This is the internal part of it. So we've got this internal bit inside the spire itself, and it sort of goes up with lifts and elevators up there. Still got to finish it off yet. Still in process of being built, the inside of that one, so you can see some unfinished areas around the place. But yeah, it's getting there, step by step. What was the other one I was going to show off? Yeah, there's the map room on the outer city. So if we go to the outer city, which is this bit, and we come here to the map room, you can actually see a map of how it all looks, and that's what it comes across as. So that's the city itself. And then you've got down here, you've got the area that we're working on now, so I'm going to have to update those maps soon. And then all the rest of this that you see, the rest of the island, that's going to be farmland. So it should be a bit quicker to build the rest of those out. We're getting a bit panicky because we're running out of time in the season. So we should be finishing the season in the summer, and I've got a lot yet to still build. But thankfully the rest of this island should be pretty quick to build because it's mostly going to be farmland, so that's going to be pretty quickly to build large areas in short spaces of time, hopefully. Well, hopefully, fingers crossed, touch wood. But yeah, it is starting to look good. So this area that I'm working on at the moment, this big swath area here, is going to be the base extension, the rest of the outer city. There's going to be some harbours down here, some additional ships, that sort of thing, some big dry docks and stuff like that. I'm just texturing up the area at the moment, just getting it ready, ready for the next stage. So let's just pop those back here. Let's get some normal polished. And with these, I was saying it earlier in the stream, I like to keep these quite sparing. Just one every now and then we're going to go for... Oh, right, okay. It does help if I'm not inside the zone of my mining system, which means as soon as I hit one, it's going to instant mine everything, but that's okay, we've got it. There we are. That one in there, that one over to there, and we're just going to use the odd one here and there just to break it up, gives it that little odd little extra bit of texture to it. Pop that into there. That one into there, over to this side here. Okay, maybe I want to go on the bottom there. Just trying to aim them at the top here because these are slabs, and then we get something like that. And that's a pickaxe. That's a normal axe. You can't dig with a normal axe. But again, we're in the mining zone because we've got a beacon up there. I should really take that beacon down. I don't need it anymore. It's just more for actually eating stuff. You're eating lunch for a bit, CJ, so a bit quiet for a bit. Okay, no problems. For once, that was fine. Hopefully something nice. Hopefully something nice for your foods and stuff like that. We really need to talk foods actually at some point soon with us guys. We'll catch up about foods again because we used to talk about foods before on stream, but over the last sort of 6 months or so, we've been, hey Lady Bex, how's things? My game thing looks super zoomed in. No, it looks about right compared to my screen. Maybe it's a little off. Let's have a look. Yeah, actually, no, it is. You might be right, actually. Maybe I need to fit it. You're quite right. Thanks, Lady Bex. Let's have a look. Transform. And that one stretch to fit to screen. No, that's me. No, I don't. You don't want to see a big me. That's not what I wanted at all. Let's drop that back down. Oh, well, what's going on now? Now that one's gone. Oh, it's all going wrong now. All going wrong now. Let's bring this down. Big dragon. Let's not have the big dragon. Let's try this again. So I'm moving around the screen bits, elements that I didn't want to move around now. Let's try this again. Minecraft, not me. Now you fit to screen. How's that? That looks better. That looks much better. Sorry about that, guys. I didn't realise it was so zoomed in there. And then I've shrunk myself. So let's bring myself back up. And what else are we missing? The alert box is in the right place. Chat box is where it should be. That's in the right place. Yeah. Why is that still in there? I don't actually need that item on there. Sorry, just playing around with my OBS there for a second. There. Hopefully that should be all good now. Not a massive view of me standing in the middle of the screen there in the middle of Minecraft. Yeah, so I was just saying with CJ, we've got to talk about food because I've got more into doing food and cooking over the last 6 months. I know we used to talk about it on streams before, so when you've had your lunch and stuff, we're going to have to catch up on that one. The strawberries with whipped... Oh, one of my favourites. Strawberries and whipped cream. That is actually one of my favourites. I love strawberries. It's one of my favourite fruits. I actually grew up in an area that we used to grow strawberries in, like in our local area. In fact, the actual name of the region was called Park Gate, and the reason it was called Park Gate because the local park was a strawberry field. That was what was known as the park, and the Park Gate was the gateway into it. So that was an area that I grew up in the south, which was next door to something called Lock's Heath, and the Heath was like big fields as well, right next door. And they all got turned into like a big suburban mess, as people are wanting to do and developers are doing. And they come along and build their big red brick house estates, as people like to do and destroy the local natural landscape. But yeah, nice place though, growing up in a place. But I love strawberries, absolutely love strawberries and whipped cream. It makes me want some now actually. I might have to keep an eye out for that. It's coming up to spring anyway, so they should be more in the market. They're in season now. While blackberries are your favourite, but strawberries are pretty close. Yeah, blackberries are pretty nice, and actually you get them a lot growing wild around here as well. Well, not where I am now, but over in the UK you do. Actually, where I worked in the valleys, when I was working up in the valleys, the first place that I worked in the valleys, that had a lot of wild berries growing around the actual building itself, and you used to see all the staff out there in their lunch breaks going around and picking the wild berries for their various different sort of different things they'll take home and cook with them, or prepare them, or just eat them as they are, eat them raw, fresh. You know, it's blackberries at the end of the day. Alright, let's put those into there. But yeah, strawberries are really nice. Have you guys ever tried the mini strawberries though? There's like these little tiny strawberries that you can get. They are absolutely lush as well. Very rare to get hold of them. A mate of mine down in the south, he used to grow them in his garden, and they are absolutely gorgeous, especially when you eat them straight from the plant. We finished the blueberries and raspberries yesterday. Raspberries are your favourite. Fair enough. I'm not as keen a fan of raspberries as I am strawberries. I like raspberry, and I prefer it normally when it's prepared rather than eating it raw. But yeah, strawberries is definitely by far and large my favourite of all the stuff that I do. Let's pop that into there, top rows across to there, and into here as well. Pop that over to there, take that out as well. It's not easy to get fruit that tastes like fruit here. I mean, super fresh and nice fruit, especially berries. I was going to say, because I mean, obviously we get a lot of berries over here because it gets grown a lot over here. You know, we have a lot of strawberry farms and everything else like that. Especially in the UK, we have a lot of strawberries that get grown over here. It's a big fruit here. I'm not aware of like how much berries get grown in the States there. I imagine there's parts of the States there that have got similar sort of climates that can enable for berry growing and stuff like that, though, surely. Over here, yeah. Citrus and some tropical fruits are nice there. Okay, fair enough. That's fair enough. So things like lemons, oranges, that sort of stuff. You know, the usual bananas. You grew up in an orchard country, so you have to have apples in the house. Sliced apples and peanut butter is the best snack. fair enough. But at the same time, what, peanut butter on the apples? I mean, we get apples here as well, but yeah, normally the Granny Smiths and all that sort of stuff. Peanut butter on apple, that sounds odd. I hope I'm not getting that as being like one snack that you're explaining there, describing. Sounds like a very interesting meal. Oh, I've just knocked that out. Oh well, we'll have to have andesite there instead. Right, okay. You have apples dipped in peanut butter or almond butter. That just sounds odd to me, but then I'm not a big fan of peanut butter, unfortunately. I love peanuts. I love peanuts. I love salted peanuts, roasted peanuts, honey roasted peanuts. Any sort of form of peanuts like that is great. But peanut butter, I've never got on with, and I don't understand why it is that I don't like peanut butter, but I absolutely love all these other different types of peanut. It's just... But then again, I've been really sort of hacking my brain over the last 6 months and actually updating my tastes. Now that sounds really weird. People who know me know I went through a bit of a trouble spot back in October. Things all changed in my life, all got topsy-turvy. But I used the time to actually hack my brain basically and get myself, because one of the biggest things I've always had a problem with is the fact that I was so fussy in my taste buds. And I always had struggled to find foods that I liked and all this sort of stuff. And so I sort of hacked my brain and used the trauma we were going through at the time to basically, as a good excuse to sort my brain out a bit and update my tastes and the things I ate. So I actually managed to expand my repertoire of food that I eat. So I have so much more food that I can eat. I can start eating green things now. I do have green things. I have broccoli, I have spinach, I cook stuff from fresh and stuff like that now, I do all those sort of stuff and I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it now. So like my taste buds have been massively upgraded I suppose in the last 5 months, and I'm finding all of these foods that are like suddenly so hungry and so nice and so tasty as well. And it's like I've gone my whole life without these foods, and now suddenly like, actually these foods are really lovely, and it's like really exciting to find all these foods and getting to explore all these new tastes and everything else like that. Like cooking with all these different spices and stuff like that as well. It's all quite nice. So yeah, I've been quite a change actually for my diet and everything else. But at the same time, also been losing a lot of weight as well. I lost 2 stone over the last couple of months, which has been pretty good. I haven't been so great with my exercise recently, which I've got to get back on with. I've got to make sure I keep more on top of my exercise and stuff. But yeah, it's starting to come together quite nicely. Job changed. For those who are in the channel who haven't been up to date, I changed my job about 2 years ago. I think when I just finished doing my regular streaming a couple of years ago, I was just about to leave, or had just left my last job. I found a new job, and that new job was, it was like leaving the last job was absolutely the right move. And because this new job has been absolutely brilliant with us. Absolutely awesome. I've been getting somewhere with the place. They look after their staff. You feel like you're treated well. There's chances for progression. I have progressed already in the time that I'm in the company, and I feel very happy. You feel like you're looked after and you're rewarded for what you're doing. So you sort of care for you quite a bit. So it's quite nice. I got a nice new job and everything else. And again, it's a Monday to Friday job, which is quite nice. Flex hours as well, though really I need to be starting at 8 o'clock. And because of COVID at the moment, we're not even working in the office, we're working from home. So even better. And actually they're sort of talking about like, well, actually with the way things are, that they might just keep it, a lot of it from working from home even when COVID's over. Probably have like 1 or 2 days in the office a week, but there's no need for us to be in the office constantly if our work doesn't require us to be in the office. There is some benefit to being in the office, obviously, because you get to obviously relate to the rest of the teams and everything else like that, and there's some benefit in having been able to bounce ideas off people in person and stuff like that. But when most of your work doesn't actually need you to be sat in the office, they found, this is the same with a lot of companies with COVID, where they've sent a lot of their people to work from home, because they were always worried about our performance and productivity is going to decrease and everything else like that. And then they found that as soon as they sent them home, no, it didn't. It didn't decrease. It actually, if anything, it went the opposite way. It increased. And so they're suddenly like, do we need to be paying for all these big expensive buildings, or we could have our workforce working from home? That's the question that's now on a lot of companies' lips. Now, some different companies have got different ideas about that and whether they will or not and everything else like that. Some companies are like, I think you'll see a lot of companies though, and there's a lot of talk, and even in the news, like a lot of the big companies have been talking about that when COVID's over, they're not going to return back to full time to the office. They're going to keep a hybrid model. So they'll say like, yeah, you'll come in a couple of days into the office a week, and then the rest of the week you can spend at home and work from home. And it works for a lot of people. You get a lot more, you get a better work-life balance out of it, because you're not having to spend time commuting backwards and forwards. You don't have to get as ready for work when you're working at home. Like if I was getting up to go to work, obviously you'd have to get up and you have to make sure that you're at your best groom, and you've got all your clothes sorted out, that you're wearing the right clothing and everything else like this. Whereas like if you're working from home, you still get up, you still should get dressed and everything else if you're sort of in that right mood and get yourself sorted, but you're not having to do it in such a way that you would do normally if you're working and you're having to travel out to an office or something like that. So it's quite nice in that sense as well. So you sort of like sit there in your t-shirt and jeans and everything at home, and not that we could work with jeans and t-shirt anyway at home. You can't believe that Ford's company still hasn't bothered going in that direction. Really? They're still taking them into the office? Are you kidding? They need them in the office all the time? Because that's just mad. I mean, if the company doesn't need it, then there's no need for it. Because you find, this is one of the things we found, is that for a lot of staff, not for all, because not everyone, I was discussing this with someone earlier actually, not during COVID, but otherwise, yeah. I mean, a lot of companies hadn't gone that direction beforehand. They were always frightened about allowing people to work from home, because they thought that, if you're not in the office and you haven't got your bosses and your managers breathing down your necks every 2 minutes, people will just doss around and everything else like that, and no work will ever get done, and productivity will decrease. And that was all the worry. That was always the big worry about having people working from home. And then obviously COVID hit, and they had no choice but to get people to work from home. And what a lot of companies have found is it's actually the opposite way around. That actually, if your staff are working from home, productivity doesn't decrease. And if anything, productivity goes up, because the staff are actually in a much better state of mind. They got a better work-life balance. They've got more control over what they do. It's not the same for every single staff member. Some staff members do benefit from being in an office environment. We have these conversations in work actually quite regularly about like the difference between, we have all our sort of meetings, and some people find it's nicer working from home, other people find they benefit more from working in the office and everything else like that. But yeah, that micromanaging adults isn't needed. If people are turning around and doing their work, they're doing their work. If you've got the right tools in place and the right sort of things that you can see what work's being done, it doesn't matter how often, how quickly they do it, whether they're at their PC constantly or not. If they're still getting the work done, the job done and everything else like that, within the time frames that you are asking them to do it in, then you don't need someone breathing down their neck all the time, because you can see it from the stats. You don't need to be stood over the back of them saying, oh no, you took one too many toilet breaks then, and yeah, that's not good enough. Because that's not how it works. If they're sitting there and they're getting the jobs done and they're getting the work done and everything else, you can see that. And the staff are better for it. There's a better morale for it, because you're not being breathed down your neck over it, So it works out nicely. And then the benefit comes to these companies, that a lot of companies, they talk about physical footprint, which is obviously how much that they own. So like for a big company, they will own several sites and all these big buildings. They cost a fortune to rent or to own. The utilities, yeah, exactly as you just said there, CJ, actually just as you said there. And it's that massive saving. I mean, we're in a company here that owns thousands of buildings with our company. I won't say who we are, but we do own thousands and thousands of buildings. And so, yeah, if you can reduce the cost of that by getting rid of some of those buildings, and so you're not paying for their utilities, you're not paying to have them cleaned, you're not paying to have them turn around and actually taking up that space, you can sell the land on, and you can save the company quite a considerable amount of money. And the technology that exists these days, that our technology is good enough that we can do working from home far easier than we've ever been able to do before, because video conferencing is such a cinch now. Like, everyone's got a camera in their PCs and in their laptops, and VPNs do the job of turning around, keeping you secure to your business networks and stuff like that. And there's no reason for anyone to actually need to be in an office for most of the time, unless you want that face-to-face meeting. And that's it. That's the only real reason. There are, as I say, I mean, like if you're doing training or something like that, there is benefit to being able to all be sat in the same classroom together and learning together instead of doing it over a virtual session. Though I've done training over a virtual session a few times now since we've been on COVID, and I don't mind it at all. I quite like it, in fact. I can see why there'll be certain benefits to doing that in person, and certain benefits to having certain meetings in person. But again, it just means that you don't need to be in the office all the time. You can just maintain your office for those times that you need to call people in. Though the one thing that you might see less of is hot desking, which is weird, because if you've got people working from home, then hot desking seems to be the solution for what to do in the office. But hot desking has been a bit of a problem because of COVID and the spread of disease. I mean, this is one of the things that's going to be changing our attitudes towards the way that we see certain things and activities that we did where you didn't think about it before, like how many germs are spread through hot desking and like different people. Hot desking is where you don't own a desk. A lot of companies do it over here. I don't know if they do it over there, but essentially it's you have a bunch of desks in an office, but no one has a specific their desk. So you could go and sit at any desk, or you would book to sit at that desk for a day. So you basically, yes, it's a form of desk sharing. So it would be a different person on a different desk each day, and that's called hot desking. And it's quite common. It's become quite popular over the last sort of 5 to 10 years in businesses, at least over here. I don't know if it's the same over in the States, but over here, a lot of businesses over here have sort of introduced hot desking as a way of sort of reducing their physical footprints, because you need less desks. Not all your staff are going to be in, and especially if you've got staff like my last job where I was working with a council, we had like social workers, for example. Social workers would hot desk because half their job is actually out and about visiting people. So if you half your workforce, if they're spending half their time out of the building, then you've got for half the day that desk sitting there with no one at it. So it makes no sense to have it. So you might as well just share it between people. Free shifts alternate, but they are assigned. Yeah. So yeah, that desk sort of sharing idea though. The problem is, and again, a lot of companies dropped hot desking as soon as COVID happened, because again, you are spreading germs because people are touching keyboards, you're touching the mouse, you're touching the desk. People are eating at their desks as well, because a lot of places don't bother now these days with having like actual canteens and stuff like that. So people eat at their desks, so you get food all over the place. You think it's pretty disgusting in a sense. If you've got your own desk, at least it's your own germs you're playing with. But if you're hot desking, you're sharing your germs with anyone else who's there. It's not getting properly cleaned down, and a lot of hot desks aren't being properly cleaned down between them all. Even though some companies are big enough to remember to put wipes out and stuff like that, and anti-bac sprays and all this sort of stuff. But yeah. It's pretty manky actually when you think about it. And yeah, with COVID, it sort of highlighted that hot desking is not a good idea for sort of cleanliness and hygiene. So that's been removed a lot out of companies. His work and most offices in the city we live in haven't been in the office since March. No, I haven't been since March last year. As far as non-government jobs, yeah. So I haven't been back to my office since March last year. April actually. I think that was about last week of March last year, so it's coming up to a year that I have not been back to my office, which is weird. It's weird to think about it actually that way, that I haven't been in the office for over a year. But yeah, we're getting there, step by step. Right, okay, let's go and fly back out. Sorry, I was run out of andesite there, so I'm going to need some more, and I need to run out of rockets as well. That's me flying around the base, showing the base off. Let's go get some more rockets from the back here. This is my storage area where I keep all my stores. Back into here. Munch. Plenty of food. Right, thank you. And we'll come back out again. Oh, and it's night time actually. Let's go to bed. Let's deal with that first before we go back out there. But we're getting there, step by step. What are we doing on time actually? How long have we been going? It's nearly 8 o'clock. What time did I start? I think I started 7. Was that about an hour in, I think? I don't think I started dead on the hour. But I wasn't far off the hour. That's pretty good. We've been going for about an hour so far. And as I say, I'm just getting back into this at the moment. So I think I'm going to stream Tuesday this week. Tuesday in the evening. UK evening, obviously. You're not seeing this. I'm not seeing how long I've been on for. No, I haven't yet. Left for a bit to take care of critters. Did you miss anything? No, we're just talking about COVID and stuff like that. That sort of stuff, yeah, nothing major. We were talking about like hot desking, the concepts of hot desking and why that would be less often now once we all start going back on the idea of hybrid. Oh, you refollowed. Oh, it didn't come through. Oh, that's a bit odd. But you're not following. Had you dropped your following of us? had you cut us out of your channels? Well, in fairness, we haven't streamed for 2 years, other than the old one that we did last year, so I wouldn't blame anyone. But no, it hasn't come up. It hasn't actually come up at all anywhere. Hey now. It's cool. It is cool. That's alright. That's no worries at all. There's no worries at all. But yeah, that's odd. But I think people have been losing their channels, haven't they? People have been cutting out of their channels and stuff like that. I haven't been on for ages, so I'm not worried too much about it and all this sort of stuff. People will catch up as and when they will. But thank you for refollowing. I do massively appreciate that. But yeah, we are probably going to be back. We're going to be back. I'm going to probably post up a lot on my Twitter. Follow my Twitter, so I'll post up when we are going live. As I said, I'm going to keep it to a Tuesday and a Thursday, I think, will be my set days. Stayed, hoping, wishing. I appreciate it, Sajil. I appreciate it massively. Have you been keeping up with our YouTube? Because we have the YouTube as well. Has Fnord also been sort of locked out as well? Oh, you were mentioning when we were talking 2 months ago, CJ, that Fnord was thinking about coming back as well because he hasn't streamed for a while as well. Is that going to be the case? Are we going to see a Fnord back as well? Up and running again? Because that would be absolutely awesome. Right, and pop these into here. Drop that over to there and into there. But don't forget, I have been doing YouTube as well in all this time that we haven't been on Twitch. For the last year, I have done loads of YouTube. So you guys haven't been keeping up with that, definitely check out our YouTube channels. DrakenGameWerks again, you can just search straight for DrakenGameWerks. And yeah, the YouTube channel has like loads of videos, like all the work we've been doing here. There is a whole whole series. We're up to like the new one coming out soon will be episode 35. So we've got like 35 episodes in the series where you can see this being built from the ground up. From the moment we joined the server, I've been covering everything that we've done on the server on the YouTube there, and definitely go and check that out. There's the whole series based on it, as well as a few tutorials and stuff. You asked him from time to time, but not yet, no. Still too much going on for him at the moment. That's fair enough. Maybe eventually, but I don't know. Well, that's the kind of same thing that I had going for a while. It's like the reason why I hadn't got back to this sooner was because there was just a lot going on. And like we did that one-off, as you know, back in January, but I was in the process then as well that I was going to have to move house again soon, and a few things going on. There was a few things like I was wanting to sort my teeth out as well. You may be aware, remember from like years ago, my teeth were all really badly damaged, and I managed to get those all sorted. I want those sorted before I went back on stream and got that sorted. Happy with that as well. Really, really happy with that. Got all that fixed up at the front there. And there was a few things I wanted to do. I just wanted to be a bit more comfortable in myself, a bit more happier in myself as well, because I'd gone through some pretty troublesome times, and I didn't want to be carrying that in with me into back into streaming and everything else like that. And you know, come in here, this is supposed to be a nice place, it's supposed to be come sort of relax and enjoy ourselves. And it was also about thinking about how I wanted to approach streaming as well, where I wanted to come back into it in like that, let's go at it a million miles an hour, or do I just want to enjoy myself with this? Do I just want to come in, not worry about like, am I going through a million expansions? Am I going to be something the next big, whatever big streamer is these days? I don't know who it is. Not really bothered either by who it might be, but I don't want to, you know, yeah, if we grow, we grow. But I'm just more here just to chill, relax, have a bit of fun, share it, and catch up with people like yourselves, because you guys are awesome. I miss you guys. I've missed you guys over the last couple of years because it's been absolutely awesome. So it's nice to catch up, see how things are going, and catch up with people's lives. And we used to have some great conversations. So yeah, it's bring that all back into my life. That's what I wanted to do. Now we've finished this bit. We've got a tiny bit left here. Looking at this, if we zoom over, yes, it's just that last square up there needs to be textured off. But this is what the texture looks like. This is the bit that we just done now. And that looks cool, right? But I'm going to need some more cobblestone. So let's go and get some more cobblestone from the generator, because I've run out of cobblestone. Yeah, it'll be great. Thanks, CJ. I appreciate that. Yeah, positivity is always good. It's good to stay positive where you can. I mean, it's not always easy. I mean, life is difficult, and we all know that the various different bits of mental health. I mean, I'm sure I've probably spoken about before in the past my own mental health issues that I've had in the past, and where I've had to fight and deal with things in the past. But yeah, it's nice to get on top of things and just being able to sort of sort things through. And with life sort of coming together a little bit nicely, it's like this is a good time to get back and start streaming again and catching up with people and stuff like that, and doing all the things that I enjoyed about my life. Right, okay, let's just take this all down here. So sorry, bear me a second. This is my cobblestone generator. So we've got right next door to our basalt generator, and it just basically builds for me lots of cobblestone, and then I can just come in here and mine it all up very quick and easy. I love my redstone building. Something as well as building the big things, I love playing around with redstone and stuff and just coming up with these contraptions. So this isn't quite like, I don't think there is actually anyone out there who builds their generators quite the way I do. But I quite like the way that I build my generators. My ice generator works in the same way. However, I don't like it when I do that, which I've just accidentally kicked a bit of the generator out because I built this a little too low. So if I was to rebuild this, probably next season or something like that, I'll probably make some little changes that will make things like this not happen, where I accidentally kick out the piston, the redstone bit. It's easy enough to fix back. You just jump up there and take that away and put it back into place. But there's like a observer block there that pushes things down, so you've got to be careful when you're mining there and how high up you mine. But if I put it like one level higher, I think I shouldn't hit the pistons. I think it's up to 7 blocks high you can mine from the ground. So I think that's what we need to do next time I build this generator, is just build it a little bit taller, and then we wouldn't hit those pistons. Oh, if you see any jungle leaves outside your spruce farm building, that was me. They should have despawned by now, though. Ah, that's fine. There's no problems. Yeah, I got no problems using jungle wood in there as well. Though it's weird. I want to explore the jungle wood a bit more detail, because jungle wood's a bit of a pain for getting the saplings back from. So I've done the same thing myself in the past. I've put the jungle wood in there, and when it goes through that farm, it sort of grows out the side of the building as well. Same thing. That's not a bother. That's not a bother at all. If it despawns, it despawns. But it doesn't seem to save the saplings so nicely, because there's not as high a drop rate on the saplings. So you don't tend to get enough saplings back to be able to replenish your farm properly. Not that one anyway. So I think for a jungle farm, it needs to be slightly bigger, so that where you're seeing those leaves going on the outside. You use a fortune enchanted hoe to get the saplings? That's a good idea, actually. I might do that. I forgot we got that idea that was added to it. I should do that. That might be a good idea for if we're doing jungle on there. Because otherwise, yeah, if you just let them despawn naturally, it doesn't replenish naturally enough. You don't get enough saplings back to replenish the farm. It does for the spruce, and it does with my other farms as well. You know, the oak and the acacia ones do quite nicely, and they will replenish themselves. The dark oak does as well, just about. But yeah, the jungle is the one which it never really did. But I never thought about using a hoe. Yeah, it's good for the dark oak too. Yeah, I mean the dark oak one actually. I've been gradually going upwards, so it is actually replenishing itself. Occasionally you don't get the same quantity back, and it goes down a little bit. But most of the time it tends to be just it will naturally go above it. But actually, if we can actually use the hoe on it, that will actually probably save a lot of problems there. So yeah, I will have to look into that and get myself a hoe. I don't think I've built. Well, I have built a hoe because I turn around my farm some land, but I don't think I've ever built a fortune hoe for like doing the leaves. I've always sort of got leaves with the iron shears, but yeah, it makes more sense to do it that way. But, yeah, if you want to harvest it, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, jungle is stingy. It is right. My nose is itchy again. I was saying this earlier, actually, like you're fine all day, and then the moment you sit down to stream, that's the moment your nose is going to be itchy, or your back's going to go, or something like that. You know, all the ailments and everything else that you don't want happening while you're on stream. That's the moment it's going to suddenly go, yeah, that's the time I'm going to play up for you. But yeah, jungle is very, very stringy in its drop rates and everything else like that. So I'm guessing you were using it for, I know what you were using it for, building up some wood for certain purposes, yeah? That's no problems at all. I don't mind people using that anyway, so it's cool. Your feet fall asleep while streaming. I did not try that one. I need a standing desk. I want a standing desk. I've said this, right? I got a standing desk in work, and I've missed it since we've been at home because my standing desk is back in the office. And I love that functionality of being able to stand up and sit down as you need to. It's fully adjustable, so I can be sat at my office chair, working away as I do. I say playing away, not playing away in work, but working away in work. And then if I need to stand up, I stand up. And I miss having one of those in the house. And yeah, I think I'm going to need to one day. I'm going to need to invest in a standing desk for my house as well, so that I can do that as well. That would be really, really cool. You reserved our space over in the mall. Ah, awesome, excellent. You mean for the window displays? That's brilliant. Yeah, take as many window displays as you want. I think Beard wants one. I think Sunny was interested in grabbing one as well. Sunny was here earlier, but she had to shoot away for something. But yeah, if you want to grab a space there, do so. Certainly do so. Please help us out with that one. I mean, if anything that's left over, I'll build into the windows anyway. You may have seen that I've already done 2 displays in there. I've already done my 2 displays. Right, it's okay. Generator's done. Let's turn that generator back on. And we should see it start doing its thing. You'll see it. We'll start pushing out the cobblestone blocks in a second. There we go. And that's generating along. And then when it reaches the end, it'll push it down a row. I love the way this generator works. You mean for the thing that you're getting? Oh, you've reserved that space. Got you. Not that space. Different space. Yeah. Okay, that makes more sense. The thing that you're getting the logs for. Awesome. Excellent, no problems. I'm guessing the signs are all up around there. But don't forget, you've got the window displays there. Please help us out. I've got 6 window displays there that need doing. I actually only got 4 because I've done 2 already. Yeah, that's cool. But yeah, you can see the cobblestone generator works there. Oh, it's gone night time outside. Hang on. Let's get some sleep before we head out the door. That's cool. Right. Take that. Leave that generating some more cobblestone for us. Back into the city. Well, let's have a look. Actually, I want to convert these into slabs, so I'm going to need a work table, which we've got one just over in the base. Then we go right. Thank you. And into here, and we're going to convert that into that. Actually, we may run out of space. Oh, just enough space, I think. What's the last of the cobblestone? Let's put the stone away. Actually, there's not. Actually, there's some hovering there, so let's get those back. Oh, there's one block was hovering there. Okay, great. Okay, let's take the remainder of the cobblestone, do that, and we're going to go and place these down. Yeah, we've got some stone slabs there as well. We should be alright. Let's go and pop that into there. Yeah, I don't think... I mean, we'll build that thing that we were talking about, but I don't think I'm going to be building many more shops myself because I got like 7 shops. Morning, Fnord, how you doing? Well, actually, technically, good afternoon for me, or good evening, actually, as well. How you doing? Actually, we still got your shout-out as well. So your shout-out's going on. We were talking about and asking if you're going to get back to streaming anytime soon. It would be lovely to see you back up and streaming, but yay, how you doing? How's things? CJ was saying that you guys are all keeping well at the moment, which is good to hear. Right, pop those into there and drop that over into that side there as well. But yeah, the chatbot is still in the same place. I mean, that's one of the nice things. When I came back to streaming, yes, as you guys know, I came back and did that one-off back in January for the stream day. And when I came back for that one, and I found that all my settings and everything else in my chatbot was still there and still working. Though I have also fixed the problem of the chatbot not disappearing as well, like halfway through the stream. So I just fixed that quickly before I came on today, just by basically making sure that the second PC stays on and doesn't just switch itself off halfway through. Because I'm running between 2 PCs, so like the chatbot is on the second PC. You can actually see it. That's my second PC. I got 2 screens here, and I got another 2 screens right in front of me. And then I actually have my work PC off to the left here as well. So I got 6 screens all around me at the moment. I love this setup. It's really awesome little setup that I got down here. We'll pop that into there, and that over to here. And that into those bits there. There we are, that's cool. It's a loyal bot. Yeah, it has been very loyal. It's stayed there. OBS has been a little bit strange for me. I opened up my OBS earlier. I had set some stuff up on this OBS on this PC. At some point during my recording, because I use OBS for recording my videos as well, I'd opened it up on the other PC, and it remembered the old settings on the old PC, and then imported it onto my settings in this one. So I lost everything I built on here and just used the old ones. You showed Jelly of the screens. I want a command module. Yeah, this is like, I call this my control station or my command station. It feels like it. You got like everything all around you. It is so awesome. Yep, things are all alright. Just going day to day, like most of the country. Yeah, I know. I mean, sometimes that's all we can do, isn't it? It's just see what's happening and just get us through what's going on at the moment. Thankfully, with the vaccines out there and everything, you know, things will hopefully get back to order soon enough. You know, this time next year, things will be probably very much different to what they are this year. I did say this, I mean, at the end of last year, everyone was like, oh yeah, next year we're not going to be in lockdowns and stuff like that. It's like, no, it's going to still take a little while. We've got to get the vaccine rolled out. We've got to have it to have an effect. We've got to get the herd immunities working and everything else like that. It's not going to be instantaneous back there. And in fairness, obviously, with the way that, I mean, I won't comment on the way other countries have handled it, but I know for the UK here, we haven't handled this probably in the best way that we should have handled it. Let's just say it that much. We've been very, very slow. I mean, the government likes to turn around and say, oh yeah, we've done amazing. Yes, well, we've got one of the highest death rates in the world from it. Yeah, we've handled it really well. Congratulations to our government. But, you know, let's not go too political on it, shall we? But, yeah, there are things that could be done better. But I think by this time next year, things will be in a lot better state. The vaccine should have been rolled out to most of the country then. We should be in a much better state for that sort of side of things, and hopefully that would be the same for anyone in their own parts of the world, and we can start seeing life returning a little bit back to normality, though I think it will never be quite the same. I don't think it will ever be quite the same. You see a lot of people protesting online going, yes, it will be back the same, it has to be back the same. I don't think it will. I think there will be things will have changed when we go back to doing these sort of things. There are things that we would have learned from the lessons from this. You will see a lot more working from home. We were discussing this earlier on as one of the things. We'll be a lot more cautious as people as well about things like hygiene. We're talking about getting rid of hot desking and stuff like that earlier as well. I think that's going to be a big thing as well. People will probably be buying a lot more anti-bac. You'll probably still see people going around wearing masks even when this is all done, because people want to be more cautious again. Because there's been this whole awakening and realization as to how easy it is to spread germs, and you suddenly realize that, actually, yeah, you know, like where we're leaving and contaminating surfaces and where others are contaminating, you don't know what other people have been doing, you know. It's that crazy sort of thing, like touching surfaces that, you know, a million other people have touched before you, and what have they been doing before they've touched that surface, you know, that sort of thing, you know. So we'll have that more awareness and everything else like that. I think we'll become a slightly more hygienic society afterwards, just from that whole thing, at least for a while. Yeah. Feel the pain. Yeah, you feel the pain of being in the States. Yeah, I mean, I'd say I'm not going to comment on other countries' policies and politics there, though I think the States have been pretty similar to the UK in their approach and everything else like that, which, you know, I would be critical of our own approach anyway, at the very least. But some people will always be hopeless. Yes, the mask thing, like some Asian countries have always done it. Yeah, you're right. I mean, China and Japan have always been very big on wearing masks and stuff like that, you know. It's quite common to see it. And in fact, over here, I don't know what it's like in the States, but over here we get a lot of Chinese students who come and study university here in the UK. And they were the very first ones that you would see wandering around with masks on. When this whole thing cropped up, long before our government even came and said, yes, you've got to wear masks and everything else like that, the first people that you saw wearing masks were the Chinese students wandering around. They would be the ones that would have it on before anyone else. So, you know, in that sense, it's very sensible, very, very sensible, you know, idea. But yeah, we've been very slow to adopt it over here, and there's still plenty. I mean, it's just some of the idiots that you come across, and I'll use that term very openly about these sort of people, because the way they do, it's just like, it's crazy. The story, this is an incredible one. This one goes back about a month and a half. 2 months ago, I went into the local corner shop to where I was living at the time, and there was a woman in there who walked into the shop after me. And the shopkeeper looked over, and he was in his mask, and he looked over, and he was like, you need to put your mask on. And her mask was on, but it was under her chin. Her mouth and her nose was open, but it was underneath her chin. And she was like, I've got my mask on and everything else like that. She says, but I can't breathe with it over my mouth and everything like that. But at least I got my mask on because I don't want to get any bad germs. And I'm just sitting there thinking, are you serious? Like, are you serious? You think you're protected by putting the mask under your chin? It's like, oh no. But these people are out there, and you don't believe it until you see it with your own eyes. I think you're just like, what the hell? Where did these people come from? Where did they get their education? You know, because that is just like incredible. But yeah, it's just this incredible problem with people in this world at the moment. Just don't think about these sort of things, and it does make me worry for the future of the human race sometimes when people are like this. But yeah, it is mad. But yeah, absolutely mad. I can't believe it. But hearing someone saying that, and the other one as well is the ones who put it on but put it underneath their nose, and again you're just like, really? You know, like, because, you know, these aren't connected to the airwaves at all, you know. It's just like, yeah, people just don't get it. People just don't get it at all, and you're just like, it's not hard. It's not rocket science. And the other one is like people who complain like, oh yeah, I've got chest problems and I can't breathe through a mask and everything else like that. And it's like, well, first of all, even if you've got chest problems, you can still breathe through a mask. And secondly, if you've got chest problems, you're going to be the first ones wanting to reach for the mask because you don't want to catch COVID, because COVID fucks with the lungs. And I'm going to use strong language there, but it fucks with the lungs. It fucks your lung system. It mucks your respiratory system up, right? And if it mucks your respiratory system up, great. Fantastic. If you've got lung problems, you've got breathing problems, having a disease that's going to muck with your lung system is not a good thing to catch. So you want to wear a mask to stop that, you know? But people just don't get that. It's just half the time, it's just an excuse. And don't get me wrong, there are some people out there who do have valid reasons for not wearing a mask, but the people who just use that as a blatant reason is not to wear a mask and everything else because they just got some stupid notion up there if they're not going to do as they're told or something like that, is just absolutely chaotic and crazy. And it's just unbelievable. But yeah, sorry, that's a Draken rants again. We have those every now and then for those of you who don't normally stay on the stream. If I get onto a certain subject, I suddenly have these moments where I suddenly rant off about these sort of things, you know. But yeah, so I'm gonna try and calm down again for a second. But yeah, get me on my high horse. Sometimes I'll have my high horse moments. I should start up a channel about that, you know, Draken and his high horse or something. Maybe we'll come up with that, or maybe that should be one of my emotes. I need to update my emotes. That's one of my things I need to do. I need to update my emotes. We need new emojis and stuff like that. It's a new era. Things have changed, you know. Things are different. The emotes I got there aren't necessarily the same emotes that we should have been using years and years ago. But yeah, it's all cool. There are subjects that get you to rant too. Yeah, absolutely. You get instant fined here. The mask is even an inch below your nose. No exceptions. Better chance of having the police let you off the hook for speeding than having your mask down. that's awesome to hear. I know people talk about these sort of things like being police states and authoritarian and everything else like that, but no, absolutely, it should be spot on, which is good. Something you're doing right. Yeah, no, absolutely. Fair place to your country there, Sajal, in that one. It sounds like they're doing very, very well down there. I'm kind of envious. We should have that here. But I've been coming from a country that is not doing very well with its death rates. It makes me laugh over here as well, because we get people going, but you're comparing us to these other countries like New Zealand, Japan, and who are doing really, really well out of it and everything else like that. But it's unfair because they're island nations. And I'm like, yeah, but so's the UK. New Zealand, Japan, they are the closest equivalent to what the UK should be like because they're exactly the same type of nation. They are trade nations that are islands. So why have they got really amazing rates and we are really crap? Yeah, we don't need to look too far on that one. They have to find many of our government officials in entire city-states here for that. Not saying that they shouldn't, Yeah, I mean, we've seen some of the stuff that's been coming out from politicians there as well. I mean, the states' politics do get shown right the way around the world. It almost becomes its own separate drama. They're saying that the UK has it as well. We're almost like our own drama as well over here at times. But some people here are getting attacked for telling people to wear masks. Yeah, that's the other side of it. It's the people who then attack people for doing their jobs. Over here, it is illegal to be on a bus at the moment without wearing a mask. It's not like we're not telling you can't use public transport. We're just saying, just wear a mask. Just be considerate. Wear a mask on public transport. But if a bus driver tells someone, bus drivers have been reluctant to tell people and enforce it too much because they get aggravation from people. They say to you, you've got to wear your mask, and people then suddenly attack them and aggravated over it. And that's ludicrous in itself. These people are just doing their jobs at the end of the day, and they're not doing a job that is infringing on anyone other than to turn around and say this is helping protect people, and yet they are getting attacked for it. Why? It's just ludicrous. It's not surprising, especially over the years. I feel a lot of countries are doing both good and bad in different aspects. They should share ideas, talk it over. Yeah, that requires countries' governments to talk. You're right. A lot of different countries have different strengths and weaknesses when it comes to this sort of thing. That's quite right. And I think different countries have had different bits of responses and everything else. And some of them do talk, and some of them learn the right things off each other, and some of them learn the wrong things off each other. But yeah, there could be a lot better cross-communication between countries. Absolutely should be better communication between countries about how to handle anything, especially anything like this. This isn't like one country's problem. This isn't like being put onto us by, this is one country going to war against another country or anything else like that. This is something that affects the entire human race. This is a species-wide problem. And it's issues like this that we need to be actually cooperating as a world on. There are things that everyone's always going to disagree on. There's always going to be things like you could disagree on how to run your country, whether you use democracy versus communism versus, all this stuff. There's always going to be these debates, and these countries are always going to have their separations, and there's always going to be differences in that sense. But there are certain things that affect us as an entire species, and we have to consider that. And those things that affect us as an entire species, we've got to put everything else aside and actually come together as a single species. That is the goal. That's what's got to happen. If we don't, then you end up risking the entire race in one go. And there are plenty of other things that can do it as well. We've got to think about this. I mean, things like viruses is the big one. It is the big one because it's biological. It doesn't care about your borders. It doesn't care whether you've got a border up or not or anything else like that. It's just going to go where the hell it wants to go to. So you can't worry about those sort of things. Other things are things like, threats from outer space, asteroids, asteroid strike, cometary strikes, those sort of things. We should be cooperating. This is why space cooperation is very, very handy, because there are, again, things that could turn around and destroy the entire human species if they happen. So we should be turning around and actually cooperating to make sure that doesn't happen. And we're able, because otherwise, all your politics, global warming, thank you, Lady Vexella, that's another great example. It's another good example of things that are going to affect all of us, regardless of where you are in the world. Again, it doesn't care about borders. It doesn't care who you are as a country. You are going to get affected by it. And it's as simple as that, And I know there are some people out there with global warming who just do the global warming denial and everything else like that, and it's just like, Seriously, it doesn't take much maths. It doesn't take much understanding of maths to know that 1 plus 1 is 2. Yes, the planet Earth produces its own natural carbon dioxide. It does through trees, it does through volcanoes, all those sort of stuff. They pump global warming gases into the atmosphere anyway, naturally. But that's what the planet Earth does as its own cause. But then if we come along and we pump more, then instead of it just doing what it's doing normally, it gets more and it goes further and it pushes it to a tipping point. The classic example is Venus. The planet Venus, it's our neighbour planet, closest planet to Earth actually, closer than Mars, neighbouring planet. It's the same size as Earth and its composition is pretty similar to Earth's as well. But Venus is also the hottest planet in the solar system. It is actually hotter on the surface of Venus than it is on the surface of Mercury, and Mercury is half the distance to the Sun that Venus is. Why is that? Because it's got a high amount of carbon dioxide in its atmosphere. It has global warming in a runaway effect. We know what the effects of global warming is because we have a planet next door that shows us what the effects of a runaway planet global warming is. So if we allow that to happen here, that's what happens. Why are we still turning around and questioning whether this could even happen? Yeah, you get the space dragon to appear now as well. So on to space mode now, we're on to global warming. New rant. You missed these rants, it's been 2 years since I've had a rant. So I get to have my rants again about all of these sort of subjects. But yes, global warming is another one as well that needs to be sort of, again, we as a species need to be coming together and getting it sorted out together. And again, is not, I mean, we've got things like the Paris Accords and all that sort of stuff that should be listened to and should be sort of is a beginning, and then they don't go far enough. I mean, a lot of our sort of things that are being proposed for sort of green science and stuff like that isn't going far enough. It needs to go that a little bit further. We do, because this is a critical thing, and we are. I realised this back in the 90s. I used to say this back in the 90s. Come on, time to switch to Kerbal Space Program or Star Citizen or something. Yeah, well, I got Star Citizen and Kerbal Space Program, so yes, absolutely, Satchel. I was talking earlier, actually, Star Citizen's one of those that I'm going to probably start streaming now that I've got a PC that will happily stream it, run it and stream it at the same time. So we will probably start doing Star Citizen at some point soon. And Kerbal, of course, is always Kerbal. And there's Kerbal 2 coming out at some point in the next year or two. So we'll look out for that one as well, because I would love to get that one back up and running again as well. Now, I was on a rant. You managed to just derail my rant. Yay! Good, because otherwise I probably would have kept going for the next hour on a rant about something or other. I think it was all about global warming, about like how we didn't go far enough and that sort of stuff. We need to be better. We need to be better. No, it's perfect, Sergio. I think I'm running out of breath as well, so it's good. If I keep going like this, I end up running out of breath and then like, I can't breathe because I'm going so fast. Yeah, Kerbal 2 is supposed to be multiplayer. I would love that. I've always wanted Kerbal to be multiplayer as well, because it is an absolute awesome game. It has a bit of a learning curve for anyone who hasn't played it. It is very much... but it teaches you so much about things like orbital mechanics and rocket science and stuff like that. It has been, I mean, NASA's loved it because like it's got so many people into space, because so many people have now gotten better understanding of how space works and how orbits work and how like all that sort of science of it works and everything else like that. So it's really awesome. But I would love to have a 2-player version of it, because then you could do things like you could replicate the SpaceX rockets. You could have like someone controlling the top part and someone controlling the bottom bit and bringing the bottom bit back to land, you know, like doing booster landings and stuff like that. That would be really awesome. You could have like spacecraft that split up, or you could be like 2 people rendezvousing your spacecraft together in space at the same time. It'd be all sorts of fun if it was multiplayer. So yeah, I would love multiplayer. I would be intrigued to see how they deal with the time warping. That would be that's the big question that's always been with multiplayer. I think it'd be more of a case of you can put in for a request for a time warp, and then if someone else puts in a request for a time warp, so a bit like in the same way that Minecraft works at the moment, when you haven't got a modded server like this one, where you can have people, you would have to have everyone sleep so that everyone sleeps, so it goes in, so it skips the night. So unless everyone is sleeping on a multiplayer, you can't skip the night. And maybe that same idea for the time warp for Kerbal. So like you put in, say like I want a time warp, and then if no, you have to wait for everyone else to sort of say they want a time warp as well. So if someone is doing something that requires them not to time warp, then I'm afraid you're stuck just flying along until you can get the time warp going. I think that'd be the only way you could really handle the time warps in Kerbal Space Program. Otherwise it's going to be very, very difficult. Right, pop those into there. Sorry, we're talking about a very different game to the one we're playing at the moment, but we're just chatting away while I'm just jotting down these textures. I'm nearly finished these textures, actually. That's looking good. That's looking very good so far. Right, okay, I need some polished andesite, which I did bring over with me. There's only 37, but again, I like using these quite sparingly, so that should actually last. I might need to go and get some more normal andesite to finish this all off, but we'll just pop the odd one of these down here and there as we're going through. You gotta go, you're shooting off. Alright, no problems. Great to see you, Lady Bex. You take care. For those of you who don't know, Lady Bex is also on this server. She streams, she also turns around, does videos as well, so certainly go and check out her channels. She does a load of great stuff. She does some brilliant interior design. She did the interior design to our pub, which I'll go and show you in a bit, actually. We'll show in a second. Once we finish doing this area, remind me, and I'll go and show off some of her work there as well. But she is another player on the server here. She has a base on the other side there. She does stream from time to time, so go and catch those streams, and also go and check her videos out as well. Look at this, I'm getting really good at these sort of advertisements and boosting other people as well. That sounds almost sounded professional then doing that. Hasn't that been for a while? I haven't done that for a while. Right, okay, let's pop these over to here. Right, okay, let's grab some normal andesite and chuck that down. That fills this in. Oh, no, I've had more polish on me. Okay, didn't need it, but still, nonetheless, we had it there. It was good for backup. Let's go and just fill in the gaps now. So we are now just filling in the last holes. And once this is done, this area done. And I'll tell you what, you've seen you guys saw earlier how big an area this outer city is. And yeah, I'm glad to have finally got all of this texturing done, because it's been a big job and it's just one big flat land. You know, so it's been quite a big job to do, and I've yet to go around. I've got to go and do the outer walls, so that's the next step. But thankfully the outer walls are a little bit more interesting, I feel, to be building, because it's a bit more three-dimensional, and they're going to be sort of different levels, and there's different designs of wall depending on which part of the city you're at. Like the front walls are going to be defensive, the inner walls are going to be a different design, the walls around the docks are going to be a different design. Oh, sorry, excuse me, I'm running out of air. That's me getting there. My indigestion issues are getting cropping up because I'm talking too fast there and needing air again. So must remember to slow down, Draken. Chill. This is a chill stream. This isn't a jump on your soapbox and rant stream. Although apparently that is actually what it is, and that's what I've been doing. Oh well, never mind. Never mind. It's fun. I was coming in here just to have a chilled evening, just to be able to go, right, okay, let's have a look and see what we can do. Let's make sure we're good with our streaming, that it's still good fun, that we're enjoying ourselves and everything else, and everything's still working before I actually start doing it regularly again in the week. And as I was saying earlier, for anyone who missed it, though I'm pretty sure you probably all heard it now and caught me on that one, I will be coming back and doing it on a regular basis. Tuesday and Thursday afternoons, stroke evenings, probably around about 6 PM GMT, whatever time that translates to your local areas. That would be what it is. I'll probably do it from about 6 till 8 to 9. I'll finish somewhere between 8 and 9. There's no real rush for me to jump off between 8 and 9. I'll say probably 9 will probably be the latest that I'll be probably going streaming most of the time, unless things are really, really going well and I'm wanting to stream on for a bit longer. I don't want to put myself into that kind of too confined a camp, but it does help to have some regular time slots, so I'm going to probably keep it to just 2. There's 2 regular time slots. One will be Minecraft, so you know that that will be quite good in itself. You always know that the Minecraft one will always be coming on, and then server's restarting in 5 minutes apparently, which that's always inaccurate. Why is it starting in 5 minutes? Normally it's at 3 o'clock in the morning that clicks off. Why is that kicking off now, right in the middle of this day? That's weird. Okay, no worries. Well, we'll deal with that when it happens. We'll just log out and log back in as it happens. We'll just keep going for the time being until it kicks us out of the server. The server restart never takes long. It takes about a minute or 2 maximum as well. You need to grab a drink, yeah. I've got a message as well, private as well. If you chew more, yeah, yeah, quite agreed. I see that one. But yes. Right, okay, pop these down into here when the server restarts. But we should have this all finished off. But yeah, Tuesdays will probably be Minecraft, I think. So we'll come on Unorthoblocks. People will always know that Tuesdays is there if you want to join us on Unorthoblocks. But I do want to add a bit of variety. I want to stream and get some more videos out from different games, not just on Minecraft, though I enjoy the Minecraft stuff. So I'll probably do something like I say, Thursday will be just whatever we feel like playing. Whatever it might be at that time. Maybe I'll play Star Citizen, maybe I'll play Satisfactory. Like I was saying earlier, I am really looking forward to Satisfactory Update 4 coming out. And when Update 4 comes out for Satisfactory, I plan to stream some of that and get some videos doing that as well. Do a series on that, building up Satisfactory. It's an awesome game. If you've never seen Satisfactory, it is basically a base building game, but with loads of production and stuff like that as well. It's pretty cool. Very much looking forward to Star Citizen, Cyberpunk, since you mentioned those. Yes, Cyberpunk's another one as well. So I say, I have started playing Cyberpunk. I actually got Cyberpunk when it came out, and then didn't play it as much as I thought I would, which was a bit of a strange one. I think I was still being sidetracked by things in Minecraft more than anything else as well, popping that into there. I'll just pop those into here. So yeah, I didn't play it as much as perhaps I should have done, but no, it'd be nice to sort of maybe bring that onto stream and then have a go at that on stream, because I didn't quite, because I was playing it so sporadically, I wasn't getting into it as much, so I kept on losing track of like where I'm supposed to be going to sort my skills out and all that sort of stuff and the functionality of it. So I didn't quite get into the game as big as I'd hoped I would get into it. I mean, played smooth enough and nice enough. I didn't encounter any of the bugs or any of the problems that everyone else was complaining about with Cyberpunk. But then I kind of got the rig set up here now that handles that kind of thing quite nicely. You know, we've got quite a really nice setup. Let's just say that much. You know, it's compared to my old machine, this thing is just, it flies like nobody's business. Right, let's go pop that into there. This is nearly done. Can we get this done before the server resets? Is the $1,000,000 question. That's looking good. And those ones into there. I think we will. I think we're nearly there. We're nearly done. Dump. One to there. One to there. Those into there. That over to there. We are nearly done. A couple more. That one, and I think we'll be done with time to spare, to be honest. Because it will normally tell you it's then resetting, and then it takes another 3-4 minutes before it does. There we are. Look at that. Oh, have I missed a hole? Oh no, that's one that's. Yeah, it is. That's a missed hole. Oh, there we are. That was the last one. Right, okay. So let's have a look from above. Let's see what it looks like. That's better. Look at that. All that smoothness. All that texturing. That's really, really good. And then we're going to need to cut out... I'm going to need to dig out soon these dry docks. And we're going to need to put walls up around the outside of these as well. Now, I don't want to be flying too much because when the server resets, you don't want to be in midair when the server resets. Otherwise, you'll fall and end up crashing and hurting yourself. Yeah, the bugs and glitches are one thing, but people were mostly disappointed about the missing features. Despite all that, you enjoyed the game, main story, voice acting, music especially. Yeah, so the music was really, really cool. Loved the music in Cyberpunk. Absolutely great. I mean, that genre of music is the type of music that is well up my street. Very, very much up my street. And I would love to do more with that sort of stuff. I want to actually learn to sort of make music in that sort of style. That's been kind of like my direction. DrakenWerks as a band, as itself as an industrial band, probably won't exist much more really, to be on beyond where it already is. But I may start some new musical projects in the future, and that's certainly definitely an inspiration. We'll see how it feels. We'll see how we go. May even stream that. Who knows? That may be cool. Just making music on stream, that could be quite an interesting idea in the future. But yeah, this is all quite nice. This is working out quite well. But yeah, it would be quite nice actually, maybe to do that, do some creative stuff on stream. I also wouldn't mind doing art streams again. I did try doing that before, and yeah, they turned out alright, but I've had some new ones since then that have turned out really, really good. There we are, to see the server restarting messages. Oh, I'd say in the server's restarting, pointing it out to you guys, you can't see it, it's behind me. I'm in the way of the server restart message, so you can't see the server restart message is on, but it'll probably be another minute or two before it does. What's the time then? It's like 20 to 9. And yeah, it's giving us a server restart message at 20 to 9. That's a really bizarre time to be doing server restarts. How odd. How odd. I'll have to inquire about that, because it used to be 3 AM. 3 AM was the server restart time. So what we'll do is we're going to start putting things away. That way we're not in mid-flight for when it does restart, because it normally takes a couple of minutes before it does. Yeah, they go very, very quickly, CJ. They normally take about a minute. Literally about a minute or two. So yeah, I mean, it's going to be pretty good here. And actually, when it does the restart, what I'll probably do is I'll go and get a quick drink and get myself sorted out as well. I won't even need to put the BRB screen up, because I'll be just going to the kitchen behind us. You'll probably still be able to hear us from the other side of the other side of the room there. Actually, if I'm talking over there. Let's have a look. Cobblestone. Can't see the wood for the trees. Let's pop those over there. But yeah, it doesn't take long at all. You literally back in as soon as it goes down. It goes down. It has a quick restart, and then everything's all hunky dory, and we can go straight back in normally. And aside. Let's get rid of these eggs. No, there's so many eggs in the world that you just not need it, so we're going to chuck the eggs away here. So what we can do while we're waiting, we're going to get some iron. We're going to see how our iron farm's doing. No, actually, I think I only emptied it earlier, so it shouldn't be that full. Our big tower over here is our iron farm. Which, if if we go up, I wouldn't need to fly up there. Those designs that I could fly up there if I need be, but everything's also reachable by foot. But up there you've got a couple of villagers and a zombie and everything else like that, and it encourages iron golems to spawn. There we are, we've got a bit of iron bars there. It does quite good production. Production rates on it's pretty good. Something I'm going to have to get set up pretty quickly when we start the new season, which will be when 1.17 comes out, the new update for Minecraft. That will be in the summer. That's looking very good. I don't know if you guys have kept up with the updates that are going on with Minecraft, but the new one coming out in the summer is the cave update. They're expanding world height, they're expanding the depth of the world, they're putting brand new caves in, designs of caves with new stuff in the caves, so there's more to exploring caves. They're doing a massive update. So it's looking really good, it's looking very exciting. This update was really good as well, the last one, 1.16, which was because they updated the Nether and made the Nether like with loads of different biomes in the Nether. But now there'll be like underground biomes as well, which would be really cool. So different parts of the all different shapes and designs. There'll be like aquifers and all that sort of stuff underneath. So it's going to be looking very cool in the update. Grabbing that one as well. But yeah, this is my ice generator as well, so we're just using the ice farm while we're over here. Just grab some more ice while we're at it. Not sure what I need the ice for, but I'd grab it anyway while we're here, because the farm will just keep generating naturally of its own back. That's good, that's that one. And then we can just go grab some more. And very quick to mine up the ice farm as well. Just like take an axe, bang, through. Very satisfying. Something satisfying about mining ice. I don't know why. Let's grab that one and that one. Thank you. There we are. And then there we are. That's our ice farm. All nice and emptied. Cool. Drag those. Now I head back on foot. See, it said the server's restarting like 2 minutes ago. It still hasn't restarted yet. We will know it's restarted because then I'll be kicked out of the game. So we'll wait until that point. Head on down to here. Dum-dum-dum-dum-dum. And over to this side. Down the steps here. I'm going to chuck this into here. We'll also check one of our other farms up there as well. I've got a few farms around here. Let's pop that into there. Into here. Let's change those into iron blocks because it's a bit more efficient for space storage. There we are. Cool. We'll put them into this chest because the other chest is getting full. Where's our iron? Have I got all those rockets still? Oh no, there's poppies. We could put those in the composter actually because I've got so many poppies. Like the iron farm produces so many poppies because apparently iron golems like giving people poppies. So we'll pop those in there and turn them into bone meal, which would be very, very handy. Ice we need to go and put away. Drop that down into here. Over to here. Where's our ice? There it is, there's our ice box. Pop that into there as well. So that's a lot of ice. Keeps us nice and stored up as well. And then actually I could do with some more pumpkin pies. My pumpkin pies are starting, the chest is starting to look a bit empty. So we'll go and do some of those. So for that we need pumpkins out of here. Sugarcane out of here. That's something I'm going to separate in the next one. I'm going to probably build another one of these farms. So this farm here is my pumpkin pie farm, but also produces melon. The sounds of breaking glass ice is very satisfying. Yes, I think that's partly why. Ah, there we are. Server's just closed. Okay, that's no problem. We'll come back and do that in a second. We'll give it a second. Yeah, as long as it's other people's glass, not your own glass. Good point. We could do with some pumpkin pie as well. You love pumpkin pie? I've never tried pumpkin pie, actually, to be honest. I'll be honest on that one. I never tried pumpkin. Not a food that I've ever tried. Maybe I should have. Now I've expanded my taste buds. Now my taste buds are getting better. Maybe I should give that a try. And we'll try some pumpkins there a second. So we'll have the second a second. What? Have the second a second? That sounded very Welsh, wasn't it? A second a second. Not just a second now, it's a second, that's a second. We'll take the second a moment. That's while we're waiting for that to crop back up again there a second. I'm going to just quickly nip and grab a drink. I'm not even going to bother putting the BRB screen on because my kitchen's just there. So you'll still be able to see us on the other side of the room here. So I don't know how loud this is. If you can keep hearing me, let me know. Nice to know if we are actually audible from the other side of the room. I think it does. I've used the mic on Skype and been able to Skype with other people from the other side of the room. So I think you guys should be able to hear us more or less fine from over here. And we'll head back on over like that. See, that's why we didn't even need a BRB screen. Yeah, so cool. Thanks for letting you spy. Yeah, that's fine, that's no problem. Depends on where it's from. Oh, yeah, the pumpkin pie is mostly just the spices, is it? Okay, fair enough. Close to what they call mixed spice in the UK. Oh, right, okay. That's interesting. Okay, we'll have to have a look at that and look into that. You see me? Yes, cool, excellent. Hopefully you could hear us on the other side there as well. So we're still carrying on talking for a bit. Right, okay, the server should be back up by now. It doesn't take long. Let's see. Right, okay, come on, load in. Well, it's thinking about it. Usually it's a good sign. Yep, there we are, we're back in. So yeah, these pumpkin pie farms are really handy. They're very simple to, well, I say simple to make. They're not simple to make. They need observers, so they need quartz, and you need redstone and stuff like that. But it produces loads and loads of goods like this, and this is good for making a good food source in Minecraft. So I can turn this into sugar. But I have it all coming into one chest because I thought that would be a good way of doing it so that we could do what we need to do. And yeah, this chest just fills up so quickly. And it's mostly the eggs and the melon that fills it up. And I've always had more eggs than I ever need from this farm. And the melon is not actually needed. I just turn it into full melon blocks and use them as decoration, more like for cargo from the ships and stuff like that. So they're not really heavily essentially needed. So yeah, it's I don't use the melon for food, so we can just take the melon straight off the bat, and we're going to just chuck it in this chest where we chuck the poppies, and that will then feed into our composter and turn it into bone meal. The eggs you can't do that with, so the only thing really, because there's so many eggs being produced, the only thing you can do with eggs is either turn it into a food substance, throw it to make a chicken, which we don't need any more chickens because all chickens do is lay eggs, and that'll just give you even more eggs. Or we could just bin them if we're not using them. So we'll grab enough that we need to produce our pumpkin pies, because we can make eggs are used in pumpkin pie. That's why we have the eggs farm there. But yeah, I'm going to need to. I think when I build the next farm, I'm going to probably be a little bit smarter about its design. Have it coming into separate chests for a start, and we'll have like overflow systems built into it so that when the chest fills up, the remainder goes off to, like, the remainder of the melons go off to compost, the remainder of pumpkin goes off to compost, anything that's left over from sugarcane. Sugarcane, on the other hand, I want to store a lot of that because you use that also for paper, which is really handy for like building your fireworks or building books and everything else like that. So it's always worth having loads of sugarcane. So I might have a bigger sugarcane farm next time, because I never seem to get as much as I want out of it. That sort of level. Right, okay, let's get the pumpkin pie, finish building a pumpkin pie. So we've got a few pumpkin pies there, and then you see I've got all this left over, and it's like, what am I going to do with all this stuff now? This is like way too much. So we just chuck it in here. I mean, I suppose the surplus is good because it means at least we're getting some stuff coming in on the composter, which is then give us more bone meal as well, which is a good thing. But yeah, let's take these eggs, go and bin them over here somewhere. Wow, you could eat really well in this game, yeah. But yeah, there's many different types of food substances in this game. Everything from fish to bread, cookies. You can get cookies in the game as well. Let's chuck those in there. Yeah, pumpkin pie though. Pumpkin pie is the main standard food source that I give my characters in this game because it restores like 4 health bars at a time, so it's really good for that sort of health bars. Starvation bars, saturation bars. So it's really good for that sort of thing. So it's a good food substance that's really easy to make. The best ones are obviously things like golden carrots and lots of stuff, but that involves having gold and growing carrots and stuff like that, which we do grow carrots. You know, we do have a gold farm as well, which we have an awesome gold farm. I should really show you guys that. But yeah, the bot can't call you out anymore. I'm an affiliate, but don't worry about subbing, bits or donation anymore. I'd rather just have your follow and company. Go on, click that follow button. It's free. Yeah. Yeah, but it couldn't call you out. Yeah, couldn't call you out at all for re-adding the follow in. Appreciate the follow though, massively appreciate it. That was odd they didn't put it in. So what do? You just stop following and then re-follow it again, and it just didn't bring it up again. So that's a bit of an odd one there. Why it didn't actually pick it up, but that's okay. But thank you anyway, nonetheless. I appreciate you giving us the follow back. Right, okay, pop this into here. And that into there. We'll chuck those up into there as well. We've got some golden carrots there, actually. Yes, but I appreciate it. It's cool. It's cool. But no, I understand. I've been away for too long. I'm not expecting to have all my audience still here, you know. People follow so many streamers and everything else like that. It's unbelievable. But hopefully everyone else is pretty good. Actually, that's something else I've got to do. We're going to have to do sort of raiding afterwards. I don't even know who to raid anymore. I'll have to see who's on channels and who's up and running and everything else later on. Not just yet, but I don't know, maybe in the next sort of 10-15 minutes, maybe. I think we'll probably end the stream off in a short while, about 10-15 minutes or so. How you doing? How's things going? How's life with you? Hopefully things are keeping well. Just with 50 bits, massively appreciated. Holy, very much appreciated. It's not needed, but it is. But thank you. It is greatly appreciated on this side here. Hope you're keeping well anyway, nonetheless. Right, okay, let's go and grab some stuff here. What was I going to do? I was going to do something else now. Oh, it's gone night time. That's why I wasn't going to go outdoors, because I was going to go and sleep. I'm going to sleep, and then I was going to go and have a look at something, wasn't I? I was going to look at one of my other farms that I needed to check in. I can't remember which farm it was I was going to check in on. I've completely forgotten what I was doing. I have been completely distracted, which is quite normal. I'm going to have to reload all the base again, actually, because all the base is now actually vanished out of here. But yeah, that's awesome. Right, okay, let's pop on over to here. Right. I really don't remember what I was going to do. I was going to check another one of my farms that was going to probably need to be checked on. And yeah, I can't think. My brain has gone a blank. It's amazing. I seem to be losing my brain half the time here. It might have been one of the farms through the back here, actually. Because I got a kelp farm. I've got this massive kelp farm in here that's been producing lots of kelp. And I think this is actually overfull at the moment. That's another thing I probably need to sort out. Good to see you too. How's life? How's life? You were streaming before, weren't you? Are you still doing that? Okay, yeah, that's full. That's going to be well full. But I've also got over here, I've got like my other things here. Welcome back to the distractions. Yes, I know, completely distracted all the time, every time. I'm easily distracted. I'll be on one thing and my line of thought will suddenly just go off into another one. Different world. Neverwalk farms down here. We have our wheat farms built into here. What else have we got? We've got carrot farm over there. We're talking about carrots. That's what we were probably talking about. Oh, I know what we were talking about. Yes, I know what we were talking about. We were talking about the gold farm. I wanted to show off the gold farm because the gold farm is pretty well hidden. So this is the main central spire itself. Let's go and actually walk over there because we can. If we come over to here, we have a bunch of elevators. We need to find which one we need to go to. So we don't want to go to the summit or the living quarters because they're not finished yet. I do need to get around to finishing those. We want to go to the air harbour. So these are actually water elevators. Brings us up into this middle layer. These areas need to be finished off at the moment, but we're getting there step by step. And we need some safety rails. Look at this, no safety rails. Yeah, man, not sticking to any regular schedule because stuff happens, but try to stream 3 days a week. Fair dues, fair dues. What are you streaming much these days? You got anything particularly great to be streaming on? I know you were doing some Minecraft before, weren't you? I'm sure I've seen you post up before that you were doing some Minecraft at some point. But yeah, we're coming through over to here, and this is our air harbour, which got all this cargo and everything else tucked around here, but this is where we dock all our airships. So all the airships are sort of tucked around here in some of these sort of zones here, but like the big airship out the back here. Love that airship. I've got to do the interior of that airship as well. That's another thing on my to-do list. I've got this big long to-do list of things to do that need to be done in and around the base itself. Come back over to here, but you see underneath we have this massive bunch of nether portals that is basically summoning up as many as we can possibly muster of zombie piglins, which is how we get our actual farm running. And we can actually go to a little AFK spot down here and drop down. Cyberpunk, Minecraft, Valheim. Now, people from myself have been trying to get me into Valheim, and it looks really interesting. So I may, on my next payday, pick that up and have a look at that, because there's someone on our server, on our Minecraft server, who's actually set up a Valheim server. So we might turn around and have a look at that. The odd bit of Mirror's Edge, Catalyst. I've not come across those ones, so I'll have to let you know what those ones are about. But Cyberpunk, yeah, I was talking about that earlier. We're talking about maybe picking that up and doing that as well. Well, I have Cyberpunk, but maybe doing that on stream a bit as well in the future. So we may go and have a look at Cyberpunk ourselves. Minecraft, obviously, big one for me. My YouTube videos are all about Minecraft. My streaming before was all about Minecraft. When I came off ESO, when I stopped doing streaming ESO, I was always streaming the Minecraft. Yeah, this is I don't know what this is. This is relaxing. Just sitting here in front of all of these piglings and just watching them dropping down into the water stream and being pushed in the middle. And we won't talk about the fact that when they hit the middle, they get pushed to the very hole in the centre, and then they take a long drop and die. But it feels peaceful at this point. I actually need to do a little modification because there are some turtle eggs up in there. But they are not seeing them correctly. I need to take out the block above, I think. I think there's what needs to be done in order for them to be able to actually path to the eggs. I think I've seen a few people have that same problem. Maybe we'll chuck up this sort of stuff. I sent you a link to a guy that helped me load. The last time I streamed Valheim, I rage quit after 4 minutes. Ouch! Ouch! I didn't realise it was that bad. I mean, like one of the guys on the server here, one of the girls on the server here, she's been streaming it for a little bit and playing it. I was watching a stream the other day and it's still quite fun. But yeah, it's a bit of sounds mad. But I wouldn't mind giving it a go. I wouldn't mind giving it a go and having a look. And we'll see how it goes. But yeah, certainly, yes, drop us anything over that helps. That'll be very much appreciated. We'll pop over to here. Are you just streaming or are you doing any other content creation at the moment? Are you doing any sort of YouTube videos or anything else like that at the moment? Or is it still just streaming at this point in time? Right, okay, pop over to here. But this is all good. But yeah, that was my gold farm. Just as a random aside there. Actually, we go down and check the chamber where all the gold comes in at. That's down at the other side here. See this bit? But yeah, we've got so many farms down here. It's hyper efficient, this place. Bang, there we are, down at the bottom. And you see this is the tube. Now we've got a couple who got stuck down here. I'm going to probably have to deal with them at some point. Actually, we should deal with... Have I got any... No, I won't deal with it right now. But yeah, it's all coming into here. All the little gold nuggets. And if you let it just carry on, then it will just... You'll end up with loads of gold bars. It's a really handy overworld one. But I built it probably in the wrong location. Because this is actually underneath the air harbour. You're going to lurk here for a bit. Have fun with the rest of the stream. No problems. Thanks. Thank you very much. Thanks for joining. Thanks for seeing you, though. It's great to catch up again. And hopefully you're keeping well as well at the current point in time. You guys should certainly go and check out Mua's stuff as well, because as Mua said there, he streams from time to time as well. We should give you a shout out, actually. And it's certainly in Minecraft and stuff like that. So it's actually how to spell your name is actually the other question, because it's all the capitalization. Will that work? No, that's actually, I didn't even put the shout out command in there, so I need to put the shout out command in there. Or I could have just copied your name in there as well, so that could have worked as well, just as well. No, it turned around and didn't put the 2 on the end. That's, tell you what, this, I mean, people go and click the link anyway. You could just easily, you could just as easily click the link, even though I'm saying it out on channel. But it's see, I don't understand how this works. Like, I just tried copying a name and it gave me only half your name. It's like difficult. Right? Okay. This. Why was that? No. I don't want that. I want that. Is that going to work now? Work. Thank you, bot. Appreciate that. Give you a bit of a prod to say thank you for it. I should have a way of saying thank you to the bot properly. But there you go. There you go. That's the proper shout out on the second one there. The bot wants 5 more minutes. Okay. No worries then. We'll leave it that way then. Okay, right. So where are we up to? So we've done those bits. So actually, I've done the main thing I came onto stream to do today, which was actually get the outer city floor all done, at least at this bit here. So we've at least got that bit finished and covered off as well. What we do need to do, and we've done the terraforming down here as well. I need to start putting the walls in here, and I'm going to need to remember where to put the towers. That's going to be the next job, isn't it? So we're going to do the outer wall, which means replicating this bit that we have down this side. So you can see this area here. This is the outer wall. Very low walls. They're not meant to be very high, though we are going to have to take the terrain down a little bit. So we're doing a bit of terraforming. We're actually, see the beacon over there, because we've been doing a little terraforming in this area. Yeah, chopping back the land a little bit. But yes, that's starting to sort of come around all right. But then I'm sort of thinking, right, okay, we need to carry that on around here. So it's got to carry over here. And we're going to have to chop the land back here so that it actually shows up on there. Then bring it over here. Then we're going to need to chop the land back a bit over here as well, so it sits in. But yeah, and then we're going to have to chop the land back all the way back to... Thank you, sweet berry bush. We'll get rid of you. We'll bring you over to here. So this is going to have to all be chopped back. You see, this is what I was talking about. Like, for the rest of the land of the island, it's not going to be so hard to do the terraformation, because we can just kind of play with the land as much as we can and try not to adjust the contours too much. But we're going to have to adjust all the contours around the outside of the base so that the walls can actually be walls. And not just like people can just walk up and just go, oh, this is a battlement, I'll just step over the battlement, because that's not really that defensive. But we'll have to do this. This one will be alright along here. We can build the walls along here, okay, fine. A little bit of terraforming needed here. We just need to take out this chunk of rock here at some point. Round this bit here should be okay. And we're going to have to do a little bit of terraforming around this edge here as well. Then we get to these tall bits. These tall bits should be fine as we come around here. And then, yeah, we'll just need a little bit of terraformation down here. But this is going to be probably a little different on this wall. I'll probably design this wall a little differently coming out here, because I'll probably extend it out into the ocean a little bit, because it's going to be kind of protecting the harbour. Then we'll need harbour walls coming along all along front here. Probably get rid of this island. That's probably an idea. Yeah, we'll build some harbour walls along this sort of front. So that'll be a different design of wall. And then the inner walls around here, they're going to be more like the inner walls that we had over in the other side of the inner city. How's our elytra looking? That's okay, we've got plenty of health on the elytra, so we're not going to die. A bit of munch there, munch, munch, munch. Right, okay. We are running out of rockets, so I better be careful about how many rockets I use. But, actually, one thing we can do before we finish the stream off is I need to update the maps in the map room. So we'll come down to here. Fly on down. There we go. Right, so we need, it's these bits that are all being done. Grab that one, all the ones that have got to be updated. Wow, there's actually a lot to be updated. Okay, fine. Okay, let's chuck all of these out and just fill our inventory with maps. Except for the space of the bed because it's about to go night time. In fact, it is night time, so let's grab some sleep a second. Perfect. Right, okay. Map time. What are we doing? Which one's our first map? That'll do. That'll do. If we fly over this way, you can see the map is slowly changing into this big grey mass. Which, yeah, okay, it's not a very exciting change to the map, but at least it shows the lands that we have covered. Okay, so that's one. What's this one? That one's done that one. So I've done that one already. They're on the far side. Let's get the ones this side done. Oh, actually, they've come through already, so that's good. And that one's come through. So that one and that one have been done. I think it was those two have been done. What else have we got? That one's not been done. That one's not been done. That one has, and that one has. So let's pop those two up. Let's grab a few more maps and see where they are for. That's for there. That's for the top edge there. That's for miles away. That's for miles away. That's for miles away. That's also for miles away. Okay, what about these last two maps then? Just make sure we've got all the ones in the local vicinity done first. Okay, that one's done. Looks like the end one, so let's get rid of that one. Oh, actually I've got another one there that I've missed, so let's get that done. Okay, that's the far side there as well. And what about the one before it? That one is one that is currently halfway being done, so let's go and get that one done. There we are. That fills that one in nice and neat as we fly over. Actually, that's looking pretty cool. Alright, let's have a look. And we can actually probably bring up some of these other maps now. Fill them in. There we go. But it gives us an idea of the space that we're working with as well, which is quite nice. Oh, is it not quite filling the end in there? That's it, right, okay. What else we got? This one should be done. That's not done. This one's nearly done. We need to fly over to the other end there. Right, okay. That fills in that one. Fills in that one. That one. That one. And that one. Actually, I think that's all of them. Yeah, it is. Why have we got... Oh, there's grass going on the side there. I see. Oh, that makes sense. I can see what it's like. Right, okay, cool. Okay, so that's nearly all done. Let's put the map back and we can actually have a look and see how our base looks from the sky now and how much bigger this base is going to get. Because this is crazy. This is a crazy size base. Oh, I tell you what. Does anyone want a sneak peek? Because I can show you something else that I worked on this week that hasn't come out on the videos yet. And I can show you what I worked on as well. We'll do that quickly before we finish off the server. Fly over this bit here a second. Just get the rest of the base loaded in. We'll do that in a second. We'll just put these maps away. And then I'll go and give a sneak peek down on something that I've been working on for the last week. Is that one there? No, that's going to be... I have no idea where that one goes, actually. This one, I think, goes... I think it goes there. Let's just guess where I... Yeah, I should have taken these off in some sort of order so I wasn't having to guess where these were. I think that goes into there. That one goes there, I believe. And that one there. That looks about right. Maybe wrong, but we'll find out in a second. That's definitely into there then. It's like a giant jigsaw puzzle. That one's going to have to go into there. There we are. That's looking good. Right, okay. That's not too bad, actually. Right, okay. So that one is there, I believe. And that one is there. That'll be the one next to it. I remember where they were from. Where's this one? Is it that one? Nope. That was completely the wrong guess. So maybe it's there. I think it's there, actually. That's cool. Then we can put that one there. Yep, that's right. That connects them all together. You'll never have to ask us if you want to see a sneak peek. We live for sneak peeks. Yay! Awesome. Okay, we'll chuck you that and then in a second. Then we'll go down. We'll go and check out our spawn town and see how things are going with that. Oh, I didn't get that one. all that one? Yeah, that's wrong. Okay, we missed 2. Hang on. And I'm nearly out of rockets, so I should really go and get some more rockets before we go. And I'll also go and update those 2 maps quickly. And then we'll head on down through the Nether. Right, okay. Dun, 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 dun. Down we come. Let's go and get some rockets. So I've got 6 left. Thank you. Oh, look at that. I bet you I couldn't do that again if I tried. Hit the door just as you're landing so you fly through the door. That was skill. Skills, guys. Skills. Right, okay. Pop that into there. Let's go and get those last maps done there. And we can go and shoot off to the Nether. Right. Come on, let me out. Thank you. Fly on over here. Right. Right, now fill yourself in. Yay, there we go, that's one done. And then we've got to get the other one done, which should be down here. There we go, that's got them done. That's right, I knew those 2 had to be done. Right, okay, back to the base, back to the map room, drop those in, jump into the Nether, we'll head to the I'll say again in English, that was completely gobbledygook. No, don't adjust your internet settings, that was not a glitch, that was me fumbling over my words. But we will head to Spawn Town, which is what I was trying to say, and I have no idea why I ended up saying some sort of verbal spaghetti thing there a second, but never mind. Right, okay, let's pop this one there, and this one here. And now we get an idea how big the outer city properly is. If we go, we've got stairs here, we can go up to the actual roof and look down and see how it would look. Yeah, that's quite an extension. That's quite an extension to the side of our city, isn't it? Let's be fair. That's going to be a lot of work. But again, I'm going to be looking to build like housing that just fills out quickly like I did with the other side of the inner city. So we did the first bit of the inner city a couple of weeks ago, and we did that bit, and that filled out very quickly. I'm going to be doing the same sort of thing here. We're looking at it's probably about twice as big as that. So I reckon it will take us about a month to get it finished, if I really went at it. But then we've also got the dry docks to put in, we've got a few other things there, so I think about a month should be more or less comfortable. We should be getting somewhere with it anyway, at least. I'm going to build some bigger things as well. I might build some like more airship dry docks as well in there, just to take up some more of the space there. Because they wouldn't be so, they're quite spaced out, and create something a bit more of an interest in those areas as well, rather than it just being all housing. Because otherwise, if it's all housing, it's just a bit too much, I think. Oh, excuse me. Right, okay. So, looking at that map, we need to go to our gardens there. We're going to go to the portal in the garden. Just where I'm pointing now, there is a portal. There are 2 portals. There's one inside the base, but I have a second portal outside the base, the southern portal. This one is actually intended to be the main portal. But yeah, it comes out right here, so that when you come out the portal, this is the vista you get. You're just straight out in front of the spire, right in front of you. I mean, that's a view and a half when you come out of the portal. And just to give you that idea of grandiose there. I still need to finish off the spire, but it's looking good. Okay, so let's go and jump through to the Nether, and we'll head off back. Here we go. Right, in we go. And if we head over to here, now we go over onto this bit down here, we can go and jump onto our Nether railway. Now this place is going to be redesigned a bit. This is one of my other future plans, a couple of plans that I got left. One is to complete that island, the other is to actually build our hub around here. So this is going to be, that's going to be a project in itself. Our own personal hub, railway hub. The entire kingdom is what we've been working on for the since June. This started as what you used to stream, right? No. This started after. So what I used to stream before was Fort Draken. That was a completely different server. So this has only been since June. Thankfully that only lasted a moment. You felt your head spinning. I was like coming through the Nether. Yeah, so this is me on this server since June. So yeah, this has all been built since June. This is all me as well. This is all my build as well coming down here. This is my Nether railway that goes through the Nether to bring us back to spawn. So yeah, not even a year yet. I've got another 3 months yet before I hit the year mark. So yeah, it's we've done quite well. And I built a load of stuff in town as well. So I don't know if you guys have seen the stuff we built in town, but we got stuff in town we built. So that base isn't just the only thing we built. We built other stuff around the server. I mean, if you look at my videos, my last video, I went out and built 26 airships all around the server in a week. King of efficiency right here. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, so pretty fast builder, I would say. We've learned sort of a few techniques over the years and how to build quickly and build fast. It's quite cool. Here we are, coming up into here. It's a bit of a long railway, I'm afraid, but it has to be because we're in the Nether. But that shows you how far away you think of how long we've just spent on the railway getting here. We're nearly there. Bear in mind that it's 8 times further in the real world. In the overworld. It takes 8 times the length of time because of the differential in dimensions between the 2 dimensions. Right, okay, so what did we build last time was in... we don't want to go from the mall portal, we want to go from this portal over here. So there's a bunch of portals here. This is, if you remember, for those of you who came and joined us on the last stream, actually, I'll quickly show you off this, because I showed this at the beginning, but not everyone was here. This is the Nether Hub. So I haven't done a lot of work on this, I'll be honest. Lady Bex and Sunny Spacecraft, I know, and a few others like Grey and everybody else have done a lot of work down here. I know Mighty High done a lot of swing bobs, but they have done an amazing job, impressive job of continuing. It's not quite finished yet, there's still a couple of roof bits to be put in. A few little bits and pieces. This wing still needs a bit of finishing off and everything else like that, but they've done a really good job with actually getting this whole Nether project up and running. Nether Hub all sorted and everything else. It looks really awesome and it's really handy. So a right good room down here, you know, for acting as our connection point between all the people's bases on the server here, because there's loads of people's bases here. My base is just one of many bases, so it's really, really cool. Right, we need to go to the... But what I built last time was the underground entrance to our shopping district. So I built an underground train station. I built that this week. And this is it. So this is our underground train station, which is built underneath the shopping district. So we have elevators going back up to the surface there. We also have a stairwell over here that will also lead us back up to the surface. In fact, we can actually take it all the way up. I'll show you now. Oh, it's night time outside. And this brings us out into the shopping district. So we've got like a honey shop here. That's Lady Bex's honey shop. That's the main portal over there. We've got a few shops. I'll show you around here in a minute. These sort of things. But it's really, really cool. So like everyone's shops are all in this region. So this is where we also, like, those of us who build farms, we can sell blocks to each other. That sort of stuff. So like if I produce like loads of concrete, for example, I have a concrete store. But then we have these elevators here that will take us back down. I actually want this one to come back down to the middle floor first. So we come over here and we've got like this drop here. So the other side of the portal, we come down here, we go straight through. We have stairwell that brings us to the underground minecart system here. So this will take us some minecarts under here. There's nothing actually behind it, just loops around. And that's the elevator shaft that brings us all the way to the bottom here. But this is what I've been working on all week, was building this tunnel. And like its connection point, so that underground station there. Come up to here, we've got this bit. So this connects to the mall. The mall's been there for a while. That was built by Mighty High. So a bunch of us have shops over in the mall area. But you can come in here and you can see we've got little advertisements I put in the windows here as well. I need to get more people from the server to put advertisements on here as well. That would be really, really cool. Right, okay. It looks like, yeah, Lady Bex said she was fencing something off. I want to go and check that out. So this is the mall. Aha! Yes. So there you are. That's your spoiler as to what's coming there. But yes, this is fenced off for our area. I've also got some work to do here as well, because I'm going to put in, if you ever see my tutorials I did on YouTube for like multi-level water elevators that work with redstone, we're going to put one, install one in the corner there. But there's a couple of my shops are down here, so if we scoot down here, this is my gunpowder store. This store is called, I can't remember what it's called now. Oh, we like to say Boom. That's my gunpowder store. This is Happy Cat. This is my store that sells purr blocks. Because they're called purr blocks is why I call it Happy Cat Hat Cat. Because what's a cat like to do? It likes to purr. So therefore it's Happy Cat Hat Cat. And yeah, you can see the cat sitting on the outside there. Keeping nice and guard there as well. We also sell emeralds there as well. Purr blocks. I've got 2 other stores down here in the mall itself. But we've still got to do a lot of designing, redesigning here. So we got sea pickles. Because I got a really easy sea pickle farm, and you saw my kelp as well, so we actually have a kelp farm as well there, which is pretty handy. Right, okay, let's go up. Actually, let's go back down to, where is, on the other side there, isn't it? No, it's not. Not over this side. Where did it go? It's there. There we are. Let's get back into, I'll show you how far that tunnel goes down. So this tunnel, it doesn't actually breach the surface yet from the other side, so the tunnel is going to lead to the other end of town. So we've got this whole town that it is on the surface above here. It's like the starter town, but where everyone started originally. Though as soon as I started, I just headed off out into the outskirts, and that's because I started behind a lot of people. There was a lot of people who were on the server before I joined. But yeah, come down here, or before I got invited to join. Come through to here, and yeah, sorted. And we'll come back over to this side, and that's the other end there. So yeah, that's it. So I'm going to kick off in a second. I'm going to finish off soon. But I was just showing off quickly my sneak peeks there before we go. We're going to have to find someone to go and raid and hand over to, because I need to go and have some food myself. I'm feeling a bit hungry, so about time to actually cook and eat. It's like 9 o'clock. It's gone 9 o'clock. So normally I'm eating around here as well. So I think it's a good time to go and have some food and everything else, and say goodbye to everyone as well. So thank you all for joining us. It is massively appreciated. I need to go and find out someone to stream on stream, actually. Someone to raid. Let's see who I haven't been on for a while. Who is on that I know that is absolutely awesome that I'd like to raid? I tell you who I'd like to raid. I can see who's raiding that I want to raid, because he's absolutely awesome. He's always awesome, and he's been an absolute star with us all the time. We're going to go and raid Say Dices. Say Dices is playing Fallout 4. Say Dices is an awesome streamer. Let's just say we're going to turn around and make sure that he is definitely follow him. Definitely follow him. He is funny. He is amusing. He is a great streamer. I absolutely love Say Dices streams. He's playing Fallout 4, so we're going to go and pop over and say hi to him over there. It should be pretty cool. Actually, I need to. You can probably hear something going in the background here, because I think. No, it's advertising that. I want to go into Say Dice's stream. Let's go into Say Dice's stream so I can see what's going on. Yeah, there we are. Cool. I can see Say Dice's actually. That's really awesome. Okay, so we need to go to our outro screen. Thank you all very, very much for joining us. I hope you all join us on the stream. I think the stream had a great time. This was lovely. No problem, Sajal. It was great to see you again. And say, don't forget, we're going to probably be coming on Tuesdays and Thursdays regularly. Plus, we'll chuck the odd one in here and there as well on a sporadic one. We'll try and advertise it as often as we can on Twitter and stuff like that. Follow our Twitter. Follow the Discord. I've got to get the Discord active again properly. Also, we've got the Unorthoblocks Discord as well. So go and follow that. Go and check those guys out on that one, because we've got a few people on the server who are absolutely awesome. But let's set up a raid. So if I try to remember how to do the raid, /raid, and then we need to type in his name, don't we? So Say Dices. There we are. Cool. There we are. We should be hopefully all going over and raiding very, very shortly. Thank you again, once again, for joining us. And I'll post this video up on the stream. We also post the videos, the stream stuff up onto YouTube as well. So keep checking the YouTube channels. Anyway, also say hi to Say Dices as we go over. You guys all have a great day. Take care. Bye.